In my opinion, the most meaningful change I can personally make in my niche is to expose what the crazy Christian conservatives who have taken over our government are doing.
Dusty, you've gotten rusty. Why are you playing those video games? Hey, Whitey, if Trump's in the White House, then why are you playing those video games? Guess you're just trying to find your way, but it's hard with VR goggles on your face. You told so many people that you're taking them on, taking on Trump, taking on the right, but it seems kinda hard to find. Yeah, it seems kinda hard to find. Dusty, you've gotten rusty. Why are you playing those video games? Whitey, if Trump's in the White House, then why are you playing those video games? Let me try to explain. It's odd when you get mad at what other people make, and then most of what you create is some jokes and fucking video games. So you're a troll and a showman. Well then I really don't know then what you think or believe, what you really think when you're making up a show in your Facebook posts. Rusty, time to retire to your private lake. Whitey, I don't hate you, I'm just disappointed.
Hey guys, what's up? CODcast episode fucking 13. We did it! It's my 8th show this month. I'm actually rolling along. This is the most content I think I've fucking ever put out so far, so I'm doing good. As always, we're going to talk about the fucking Super Chats. Super Chats! If you want to buy my love, Super Chat's the way to do that. Please support this show. We need it. As always, the more you donate to me, the more seriously I take your questions. So there's a little $sign down there. Click on it. Super Chat the fuck out of me. You can also support the show on... Let me see if I can load it up here. Load it up. Boom. Nope, that wasn't it. Boom. There you go. You can support me on my Patreon that I made just for this motherfucker. It's patreon.com/CODcast. Patreon.com, CODcast. You can also buy t-shirts on cultlegacy.com and direct tips, cultlegacy2 at paypal.com. All that good shit. So if you like what I do, please support it, because I've lost a lot of fucking Patreons recently on my main account. People are fucking mad at me. Everybody's mad at me. Dusty, you're just a drama channel now. You're fucking attacking the skeptics now. Why are you doing that? And people are mad at me. You're attacking TJ. Why are you attacking TJ, man? We love TJ. And they're like, we're going to take your money, the money we're getting on Patreon, and we're going to give it to TJ. I'm like, okay, whatever. Do what you got to do, dude. Like, I'm sorry I fucking called out TJ for signal boosting for a guy that spreads white supremacy propaganda and that's leading directly to hate and violence. You know, sorry, my bad. My bad for doing that. I know I'm a horrible person for doing that. I'm a horrible person for saying that I'm going to forward the website I own to try to undo some of the damage that is being done by all this bullshit to charities that help immigrants and people that are downtrodden and, you know, the most vulnerable in our society. I know that makes me evil, folks. I fucking get it. What you going to do? We have a good show for you today. I imagine it's going to be fucking spammed with a lot of shitlord. The shitlords, as always, are incredibly angry at me because I have been in a debate recently with Count Dankula. You guys know who this is? This is that Nazi pug dude. And like when I say Nazi pug, I'm not calling Count Dankula a Nazi. I'm calling the pug a Nazi. Let's see if I can load this shit up. Where is it going? I can't find him. But anyway, yeah, he's like known as the Nazi pug guy. I'll show you that. Let's see if I can find him. I can find it in these pictures here. Let's see if I can find it. Boom. I'm giving you guys a preview of what I'm going to be talking about. There we go. See, when you type in Nazi pug, that's what comes up. Nazi pug guy. Fucking Count Dankula comes up. So that's just what he's known as. So when I say Nazi pug guy, I'm not saying he's a Nazi. So later on, he basically accuses me of calling him a Nazi and a white supremacist. Literally never fucking done that. Never fucking called this guy a Nazi and a white supremacist. But is his fan base full of Nazis and white supremacists? Yeah, hell yeah it is. Is it full of people who support him who are white supremacists? Fuck yeah. Does he continuously signal boost for white supremacists? Fuck yes, he does. So we're going to go over that in a minute. He fucking mad at me. As always, I'm going to be reading your comments. So if you have any good I didn't get to read the comments last week because I have so much to cover. Like, I guess I made to add another show, but like, I don't know if there's enough interest in me adding another fucking show every week. So anyway, I guess I'll just fucking jump into it. No time like the fucking present. So what we're going to be talking about today is generation identity. Do you guys know who this is? Let me start off by saying this first. People are always asking me, like, why are you taking on the skeptics, Dusty? Why are you doing this? You're just a clout chaser. Clout chaser is the new, like, buzzword now. It used to be you're a drama queen. You're just doing this for attention, Dusty. You're a drama queen. But all these kids these days, they just get all their memes off the internet and whatever's new and popular, the new buzzword, that's what they spout out continuously. So now the new buzzword is clout chaser. So in 2 months, it'll be something else. It'll be like ball hangers or, you know, nutsack riders or something. But now they're clout chasers is what they call you when you like call out other people and they're like, why are you doing this, Dusty? Why are you calling out these people? Well, the reason I'm doing this is because I feel like there's been a toxic community that's formed on the internet. And I think I was part of it. I think that over the years, I have been maybe not as guilty as anybody, but I've definitely been guilty for helping create this atmosphere that I think has just gotten away from us. And we were finally seeing the fruits of our labor, basically, the fruits of what we've done with all these white supremacists popping up, all these white supremacist murders, all this hate that's being spread. And it's a toxic culture that we've helped fester and create. And I want to fight back against it. I feel bad for my part in it. And I want to, you know, call it out when I see it. And hopefully we can change things because I think it's very important to do that. I think more people need to be brave up and speak out against this and call it out, because if we don't, nothing's ever going to change. If we don't examine these issues realistically, there's fucking no possible way we can ever change this shit. And here's a good pyramid diagram that kind of shows what we're talking about. This comes from the I think it comes from the video about stochastic. How do you pronounce it? Stochastic violence. Stochastic. Sorry, not so bad. Stochastic violence. I can speak. Words are hard. Anyway, and it kind of explains how stochastic violence works. They're at the bottom of the pyramid. It's just like biased attitudes, like putting out racist jokes. It's just a joke, man. The kind of exact kind of shit I used to do. And everybody's been spamming me repeatedly with the old joke statements, whatever you want to call them, that I put out that are cringy as fuck. Like me talking about how me making a joke, but it wasn't really a joke because you can't really hide behind jokes, but saying that the Jews were kind of responsible for the Holocaust and all kinds of stuff. Basically racist bullshit. Eventually I'm going to play a whole video where I'm going to show everything I did, but I don't really have time for it tonight. But everybody's like posting that continuously to kind of discredit me. Even though I said this stuff 5 years ago and I've been spending 5 years trying to make up for saying that. But it's totally fine. Like, I deserve taking shit for it. And I like, in 90 years from now, if I'm still alive, or when I'm 90 years old, if I'm still alive then, people are still going to be posting these screenshots of shit I said, 50 years ago. But that's fine. Like, I should take shit for it. And then I should be a lesson for everybody. I should be a lesson that everything you do is like forever on the internet. People take screenshots of it and they'll make an example out of you forever about it. So you better be very fucking careful what you put out there and putting out racist and promoting stereotypes and furthering out that kind of shit. It really can come back to haunt you. So let the lesson that's being made, let the example that's being made out of me be a lesson to you all. Don't repeat my mistakes. Learn from my bad behavior. But anyway, at the bottom of the pyramid, it's biased attitudes, stereotypings, insensitive remarks, fear of differences, non-inclusive languages, microaggressions, justifying biases, all this social warrior bullshit that all you guys think is just crazy liberal caca, but it's not. This is real fucking shit if you actually look into it. And this stuff is what helps foster this very toxic culture that has grown up online these days. And then when you get above that, you get acts of bias and like literally going out and ridiculing and bullying people, which, happens all the time. Like, it's happened to me a bunch. And of course I can't talk because I talk a lot of shit. When you talk mad shit about people, you have to be able to take it. So I'm not going to bitch and whine about, all the shit I take back because, I put myself out there. I'm talking shit about others. Obviously I deserve it. But there are other people who don't do that. Like, for example, the hate that trans people have taken because of lies from people like Armoured Skeptic and Jordan Peterson put out about Bill C-16, they receive so much bullying, and they're some of the most downtrodden people in our society, which is why their suicide rate is so high. And that's like the second rung of the pyramid, this kind of behavior: slurs, epithets, social avoidance, dehumanizations, like calling Leslie Jones a gorilla and apes and shit, like Shoe and Head was doing and Armor Skeptic was doing their videos, shit like that. You know, it's the second level. Then you go right to discrimination. Once you get past those levels, it was just jokes and then direct biases online. You get to literally discriminating against people, seeing them as others and trying to ostracize them and not include them and stuff, and literally trying to discriminate against them. Then there's bias, motives, and violence, and then on top of that, it's genocide at the fucking top. Now, we ain't got there yet, of course, and we probably will never get there. Although, you know, when the Nazi shooter goes in a mosque and kills 50 people, this is an attempt to kind of genocide Muslims from, you know, parts of the world that they don't want. So this is an attempt at genocide, though full-on genocide I doubt will ever happen, because, you know, we'll never allow that to happen. But that is at the top of the pyramid. But we definitely get up to bias motivated violence. That's, you know, proven. 73% of domestic terrorism is caused by white supremacists now. I think the left is causing 3% of the violence now. So everybody's like, oh man, the left is more violent than the right. Bull fucking shit they are. That ain't true at all. But anyway, so that's why I'm speaking out against this. I'm speaking out against this because I do believe that there is a culture of toxicity that has been created that I helped in some part to create in a small way. But also the skeptic community, which I helped build. And I'm not saying I built the fucking skeptic community. I had a very tiny, teeny tiny part of it. So don't say, Dusty said he invented the skeptic community. It's like when I teased TJ about stealing my t-shirt ideas, which was a joke. I mean, he literally sold t-shirts before I did, and he knows that I know that because we had conversations about it. But I teased him about it. Then he went out and told people, oh, Dusty said he invented t-shirts and some shit. So, you know, that's what people say. But no, I very barely helped build the skeptic community, but I believe that I was part of this toxic culture about building it up and to where it is today. And I think it's dangerous. You know, I think it's become dangerous. I think it's allowed a lot of bias and racism to fester unchecked, and allowed the right to grow in a way that it never should have been allowed. It definitely wasn't the original intention to let the right grow up and to completely take over YouTube, which is pretty much what they've done now, except for a few minor channels like ContraPoint and Sean Jan and H-Bomber Guy and Destiny. But very few channels. The rest of it is just right-wing shit, you know. And I feel like that I helped. You know, I was, for a while, an alt-like shit poster, posted all kinds of stupid, racist, embarrassing, cringy shit. And so now I'm really trying to make amends for what I've done. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is call out my bad behavior, you know, explain why I should be making an example of, but also call out what other people are doing. Because a lot of people can't do this. Because what happens when you do this, and I'll show more examples of this in a minute, you get dogpiled. You know, they don't like being called out, and all these anti-SJWs, they have kind of this clique where they all have each other's back, and they all jump on you, and they have like hundreds of thousands, between 500,000 and a million, all of them have, or more than a million. Some have more than a million, like Shoe on Head, and TJ has more than a million. And so what happens when they all jump on you at the same time, you get fucking dogpiled by all this fucking hate, and most people just can't handle that. You know, most people would just, they get bullied into silence. And I'm not saying that I feel like I'm being bullied. I mean, I think they're attempting to bully me, but you can't really bully me because I don't really give enough of a shit to be bullied by it. And also, I know that I shit talk a lot. So if you shit talk, you got to be able to take it. So I don't really worry about that. But a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people get fucking dogpiled and they feel like they can't speak out. So somebody really has to. More people need to. So I kind of feel obligated to. And also, last thing I'll say about this is I feel like I have an obligation. I feel like everybody who has a large platform like mine has an obligation and they have a responsibility to not only not spread bullshit, but try to spread, you know, positive messages and try to change the toxic environment. And that's what I see a lot of people not doing. Not only are they not calling out the toxic shit, they're adding on to the toxic shit. Like when TJ signal boost for Paul Joseph Watson, and Paul Joseph Watson goes out there and puts out memes and ideas and just basically lies his ass off to try to demonize immigrants and spread fear and hatred. That's an incredibly toxic environment that nobody should be signal boosting for. And so when you do that, you add to it. Instead of what he should be doing is he should be saying, no, fuck Paul Joseph Watson. Look at all this racist, fear-mongering, anti-immigrant bullshit he's putting out. This shit is obviously leading to direct racism, not just racism, but violence. Directly fucking leading to violence. Like I said, 73% of domestic terrorism, white supremacy right now. So imagine if you called that shit out instead of signal boosting for it. You know, you become part of the solution instead of part of the problem. And if you have a large platform, it's up to you to take it responsibly, you know, and that's one of the problems I have with PewDiePie. I don't feel like he has a huge responsibility. He has the biggest channel with 91 million, like bigger than most countries now. So many subscribers he has. It's a giant responsibility. But I think he fails in his responsibility repeatedly. And that's something else we'll cover in a minute. So anyway, now that I got that out of the way, we're going to cover Generation Identity and Martin Sellner. You guys know who that is? Okay, so Martin Sellner is one of the leaders of Generation Identity. He's a white supremacist fuckhead, leader of a white supremacy group. In 2008, he helped leading Australian neo-Nazis hinder liberal demonstrations and made pilgrimage to memorial services of, I don't have to pronounce that word, rights soldiers. And then, of course, what they do is he realized that being a neo-Nazi is bad for optics because people hate neo-Nazis, and it's not a good way to make money and support your, you know, bank account. So basically what they did is they rebranded this neo-Nazi bullshit as something softer and lighter that they call Generation Identity. You know, it's not about hate, man. It's just about preserving our identity. But when you get behind the scenes, it's actually the exact same shit. It's just a rebranding for marketing purposes. And it's worked brilliantly. You know, they're making tons of money now, and a lot of fucking people are getting involved in this. And he was involved in a fight in Vadims station where he used pepper spray on people. He described as far-left activist, and since that incident, he has been banned from carrying weapons. So, so this guy is just a far-right shithead. He's one of the guys that spreads the white genocide, Great Replacement, which is white supremacy conspiracy theory. It's the same conspiracy theory that the New Zealand mosque shooter used as justification for killing 50 people in that mosque. Just an incredibly dangerous ideology. So this fucking former neo-Nazi white supremacist leader shithead who spreads white supremacy propaganda, and also got a large donation from the New Zealand mosque shooter right before the shooting. Some people say it was 2018. Some people say it was 2019 he got that. I'm not really sure if we've narrowed down exactly when he got that donation. And also, I think on my last show, I said he got over $10,000. Apparently, it was like more like 1,500 pounds, which is, I'm not really sure what the conversion rate is, but I think that's like $3 or $4 billion or something like that. I don't know, give or take $1 billion. Math is hard, but something like that. But that was still a large fucking donation from this terrorist that got sent to him. And so he was supposed to marry alt-right darling Brittany Pettibone. Is that her name? Pettibone, or what the fuck her name is? Stupid bitch. And of course, since he's a fucking right-wing white supremacy leader who spreads white supremacy propaganda and got a large donation from a fucking white supremacist terrorist, the United States looked at him and said, okay, well, we're denying your visa. Fuck you, motherfucker, which is completely fucking reasonable. Obviously, this is fucking reasonable. And I'm going to go in more on why, but let's take a look at the group he's the leader of, Generation Identity first, so you can just get an idea of what this fucking group is like. So, secretly filmed footage from Generation Identity's headquarters in Northern City also exposed close ties between the violent youth group and Marine Le Pen's National Front, despite a push by the party to distance itself from xenophobic and racist groups. Yeah, publicly, they're trying to say, oh, no, man, we're not racist, we're not xenophobic. But privately, it's a different fucking story. It's just neo-Nazi bullshit. You know, they're just trying to have better optics on it. Here's all you need to know about Generation Identity. What is Generation Identity? Generation Identity is one of Europe's fastest growing and most prominent far-right movements. The organization was set up in France 6 years ago and now has branches in many European countries, including Italy, Austria, Germany, and the United Kingdom. The pan-European group, estimated to have thousands of activists and online following of tens of thousands more, advocates the defense of what it sees as the identity and culture of white Europeans from what it calls the Great Replacement by immigration and Islamization. This is exactly what the mosque shooter uses as justification. This is exact same conspiracy theories they spread. You know, this is just a way to demonize immigrants and minorities, and we've already seen it's led to violence many times already. GI has its roots in the identity movement, which sees Europe's identity as white and Christian. That began in France after the Second World War, and it's currently enjoying a resurgence. So let me skip ahead. What does it want? Its key policies is remigration, the removal of non-European immigrants to their countries of origin, of those of their ancestors. And this is where it gets scary, folks. They literally say that, you know, we're not violent. We don't want violence. But like behind the scenes, they're like saying, hey, we have nuclear weapons. We could force these fucking countries to take back their immigrants by threat of violence. And they will. That's what they literally say. Let's keep going. This concept is at the core of GI's vision for France's future and was detailed in a policy document that the group released in 2017 presidential campaign. In a secretly filmed conversation by Al Jazeera, Jean-David Gattin, a GI leader, said France could force former colonies to take back migrants by conditioning development aid on the return of non-European residents and migrants. We are France. We have nuclear weapons. We give them hundreds of millions in development aid, he said. We say, listen. Sound cut off. There we go. We say, listen, we love to help you out financially, but you got to take back your guys. Like these... God damn it! Like a lot of these people like have lived in France, all their lives. So they're gonna send people back to countries that they don't have any fucking relationship from, they don't have any ties to whatsoever, just because that they don't consider them true French people or true, whites. Is really what it is. It's just a white supremacy movement. They're just worried about the same thing white supremacy movements have always been worried about. The furthering of white people at the expense of everybody else. Matthias Disto, a journalist who has been investigating France's far right for years, called the concept crazy and likened it to ethnic cleansing, which is exactly what it is. They say it's peaceful ethnic cleansing. That's what Richard Spencer says. Like that fucking exists. It doesn't fucking exist. But they're like, hey, if we threaten people, we don't have to actually use violence. We can just threaten them to take them back. That's not violent. Yeah, dude, that's fucking violence. It would mean deporting thousands and thousands of people to countries which are supposedly their countries of origins because their ancestors might have lived there or because the color of their skin or their culture are associated with countries which are not France. So it would practically be ethnic cleansing. What are its taxes? Generation identity first came to prominence in France when it's occupied a mosque in Poitiers in the west of the country in 2012. Some 73 protesters occupied the mosque for more than 6 hours before police ejected them. Days later, they issued a declaration of war on multiculturalism and called for a national referendum on Muslim immigration. Last year, the group launched a boat mission called Defend Europe, seeking to disrupt refugee rescue ships in the Mediterranean Sea. They raised more than 50,000 euros in less than 3 weeks, but the mission fell when GI's boat was blocked from refueling in Greece. In April, more than 100 activists tried to shut off a snowy mountain pass on the Franco-Italian border used by immigrants. After erecting a makeshift barrier there, they unfurled a banner which read, "You will not make Europe your home. No way, back to your homeland." And these tiki torch carrying motherfuckers that were in Charlottesville that were screaming, "Jews will not replace us." This is just another version of that, basically. It's all the same shitheads with all the same ideology. So yeah, it's their strategy is media guerrilla warfare, which they've been great at. That people like Lauren Southern and Brittany Pettingbone and all these other far right assholes, and now people like Stefan Mionio, and a lot of the right wing shitheads that have taken over YouTube are spreading these guys' propaganda, and they're helping them become hugely popular now, and they're making lots of fucking money doing this, which is a lot of reason they're doing this. A lot of these people don't even give a fuck. Like, I doubt very seriously Lauren Southern really gives a shit about her white identity. It's probably Martin Southern guy probably doesn't give a fucking shit, but they know this is a cash cow because racists will support them, and racists have lots of money. The fucking right-wing channels on YouTube make a ton more money in general than the left-wing channels. If you want to make a lot of money, being right-wing is way, way, way more lucrative than left-wing. I can definitely espouse for that. Is GI nonviolent or racist? Secretly filmed footage of GI's branch in Lille suggests that is not the case. Aurélien Verhassel, I don't know if I pronounced that right, the leader of GI's Flanders branch, based in Lille, is among many members who have convictions for violence. Verhassel, who was handed a 5-month prison sentence that he's appealing for an attack on 2 North African teenagers, was secretly filming telling GI members the advantage is that we are a violent... the advantage is that we are in a violent environment and everyone accepts that. That's a good thing. That's what I like. Yeah, because they can just blame all the violence on the other people. They can hey, they attacked us first. We were just defending ourselves. Look how violent they are. So it's basically just, the same violent bullshit they've always done, and then it gives them an excuse to hide behind. Members of the group were also filmed carrying out racist attacks, admitting to a series of other assaults on Muslims and making Nazi salutes. So this is a violent group of white supremacist shitheads who hide behind the banner of nonviolence, but it's just not fucking true. I'm going to take another look at this scary ass shit. Generation Identity far-right group sending UK recruits to military-style training camps in Europe. This is scary as fuck, folks. This is them, Generation Identity, all these fucking white folks going out to these military-style training camps. Let's read about it. A white supremacist group is recruiting British members and sending them to military-style training camps abroad. An investigation has revealed Generation Identity, GI, a pan-European group, officially launched its new UK branch last month, but undercover reporters from ITV found supporters had already been taking part in its activities. One man, secretly filmed for the documentary Undercover Inside Britain's New Far Right, described GI's week-long camp in France as really good. We'd be training for 2 hours in the morning, he said. At the end of the week, we had a mock demonstration. What are they fucking training for, man? It's like they're fucking training for war. It's just like these militia groups in the United States. There's a reason these people are training. They can say they're not violent all they want to, but it was like really realistic because they had like pepper spray and everything. It was really organized. The same man said, we have fit girls, fit guys. Which side do you want to play for? For the degenerates or for the patriots? So there's the demonizing rhetoric. The other side, the fucking immigrants, the brown people, the degenerates, and we're the patriots. It's the same fucking propaganda that's always been used to demonize and be racist towards others. A senior Norwegian member of GI told a reporter who infiltrated the group for 6 months, we want young, normal people who want to get involved, we train them. So basically when the mosque shooter, when the mosque fucking terrorist sent the guy who was one of the leaders of this group, Martin Selder, $1,500, this is the reason. He checked this guy out, watched a lot of his shit, was inspired by this guy, and he's like, hey, that's the guy I want to support, so here's a bunch of fucking money. And then of course, like I said, Martin Selder and this group is one of the ones that spread the white genocide, great replacement conspiracy theory, and which is one of the main reasons the shooter said that he killed defeated people in the mosque. So all the things are fucking tied together, despite what people like Dankula want to claim as they defend this. It is. You can just look it up for yourself. This is not a benevolent group. This is not a non-violent group. This is a evil fucking white supremacist organization. Scary as a motherfucker. So you might say to yourself, who in the fuck would support this? Like, obviously, it makes perfect sense that when the United States heard that this guy, Martin Selner, runs or is a leader of this white supremacy group who's having training camps and who spreads a white supremacist propaganda theory that the mosque shooter used as justification for the killings before he sent the guy $1,500, they said, okay, well, we don't want this guy in the country, right? Fuck this guy. Fuck this white supremacist Nazi motherfucker. Who could fucking be against that, right? Who would defend this guy? Who? Well, the answer is Count Dankula. Yeah, good old Count. He's the one that would fucking defend this shit. Let me go back to, read all this shit. And just imagine, folks, can you imagine if this was a Muslim? Can you imagine if a Muslim cleric, say, was spreading propaganda, anti-Muslim propaganda, saying Muslims are going to be replaced by white people, and then a Muslim terrorist went out and killed 50 people, 50 white people. But before he did, he sent this Muslim cleric $1,500, and he left behind a manifesto that said the same exact conspiracy theory this Muslim cleric was spreading was one of the main justifications he gave for killing 50 white people. Is there any fucking body who would say, oh, well, I have a problem with them removing the visa of this Muslim cleric. I have a problem with them kicking him out of the country. Do you think Count Dankula would do that? Do you think Count Dankula in that Dankula, or whatever you pronounce his name, Dankula? I guess Dankula. It's so fucking, God, this guy's so goddamn cringe. You think he ever in a million years would say, hey, I think this Muslim cleric who was spreading anti-white propaganda and the Muslim suicide bomber that killed all those people gave $1,500 to and used him and his rhetoric as an example of why he did it. I think it's bad that he got his visa removed. I think it's bad. I think he should have been allowed in the country. Obviously, that would fucking never in a million goddamn years happen. But when it's a white supremacist, when it's a white boy white supremacist doing this, Dankula's all fucking over it, ready to be offended on the guy's behalf. And so Kevin Logan, who is the guy on Twitter, I guess kind of a popular guy on Twitter, semi-popular, basically was laughing about it. Ha 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 ha, this fucking Nazi fuck got his visa revoked, you know. Thought it was funny, you know, thought it was a funny joke. I thought, you know, everything was supposed to be joked about by guys like Count Dankula, right? I thought that any joke was on the table. Nothing was off limits. But apparently, this show was too much. So he's like, this fucked up their wedding. This is a new low, even for you, Kevin. So, obviously, I went and started making fun of him for this. I was like, yeah, laughing about gassing Jews equals hilarious. Laughing about a slight inconvenience to a Nazi, a new low. Oh, Dankula, at least you're consistent with how shitty of a person you are. And obviously the tweet is unavailable here because he's blocked me. We'll get over that, why he blocked me. And that's true. You know, he's the only reason anybody fucking know who Count Dankula is because he taught his pug to do the Nazi salute when he said "gas the Jews." While he laughed hysterically. It's so funny, gassing the Jews. That joke is completely on the table. But oh no, don't laugh about a slight inconvenience to a Nazi. You're a fucking scumbag if you do that. I mean, you see the double standard these guys give. They're Johnny on the spot to defend white supremacists and get offended about that, but you know. Racist jokes are completely fine with this, guys, and that's what I'm talking about. This toxic culture. It's not just what they call out. It's what they don't call out. They cherry pick the things they want to call out. These people never fucking talk about right-wing violence. They never talk about, you know, the toxic environment that's being created. Instead, they cherry pick just what the brown people are doing, or just what, you know, the immigrants are doing, or just what the SJWs are doing, and they're completely part of this toxic environment I'm talking about. So anyway, I made a little fun of him for that, and then he continues to defend Martin Sellner. Somebody said, Martin Sellner was not let in the country because the guy who killed 50 people in the mosque sent him a $1,500 donation, and he used the exact same white supremacy propaganda as an excuse that Martin Sellner spread, so obviously it's okay that he was not let in the country. And Dankula was like, why is that his fault? Why is it his fault? You know, you can't control who donates to you. You know, he shouldn't be punished just because a fucking terrorist donates to you. Yeah, dude, it is his fault. Look, if you're a fucking white supremacist shithead who's the leader of a fucking white supremacist group who spreads lies and misinformation and white supremacy propaganda that is picked up by other fucking neo-Nazis and used as an excuse to commit terrorism and murder, that is fucking on you. That's not guilt by association. That's guilt by your own fucking actions, dude. You can control who you fucking attract, okay? I don't have fucking white supremacists donating to me. You know why? Because I don't fucking attract white supremacists. I do whatever I can to fucking demonize these motherfuckers and to say, hey, I don't want your fucking money. I think you're fucking assholes. Fuck off. And they hate me. Like, I've never had fucking Richard Spencer go out there and say he likes me. The only thing he's ever fucking said about me in public is that he hates my guts. Unlike people like ChrisRayGun, who he said ChrisRayGun is a good entry point to the alt-right, or like shout-outs he's given to people like ChrisRayGun and PewDiePie and JonTron. You know, he knows. He's a fucking expert on who brings these people to him. And he knows who his audience is using as a gateway to get to him. And it is these people's fault. You can control who follows you by the message you put out there and by the message you don't put out there. And you have to take personal responsibility for it. So anyway, and also I wanted to say, when you have people like this coming to your rescue, like he did for TJ, and he actually really did, like, after I made my last video, Dankula tweeted about me and was like, fuck you, Dusty, for going after TJ, fuck you. And when you have people like this defending you, TJ, there's a reason. There's a reason you're attracting shitheads like this, you know? It's time to look in the mirror and do some self-reflection about the toxic community that you've helped create, just like I did. You know, it's time for us to take responsibility for what we've done. There's nothing wrong with that. It makes us a better person. We don't have to be fucking shitlords forever. We can be better. But anyway, that's it. And also, when you find yourself backing Dankula up in posts like Armoured Skeptic and ChrisRayGun did, and that's what happened. Like Armoured Skeptic, I'll show you in a minute. Armoured Skeptic and ChrisRayGun jumped on Count Dankula's post to shit on me. Didn't call out Count Dankula for anything. Didn't call out any of the other racist shit that I pointed out in my last video. Instead, they just jumped in his thread to fucking shit on me. You know, they're all in this together. They don't care what fucking Count Dankula spreads. He's on their side, the anti-SJW side, so they had this little clique together. So anyway, you guys really need to take a whole hard look in the mirror and re-examine your entire existence. And you really fucking do. You guys really need to re-examine yourself, in my opinion, you know. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've done, like I've said, I've done worse shit than you have. I've said so much worse shit than probably all of you guys have. But the difference is I'm trying to own it, you know. I don't hide from it. I don't run from it. I don't sweep it under the fucking rug. I call it out. I say, this is what I did. That was stupid of me. Use me as an example for not repeating this behavior. And just imagine the good you guys could do if you did that as well. So anyway, Boom. And so I just pointed out, be 100% honest. If a suicide bomber sent $1,500 to a Muslim cleric before he killed 50 people, do you think Dankula would have a problem with him revoking that Muslim cleric's visa? Let's see how intellectually honest with you are. And everybody knows the answer to this. Every fucking body knows the answer to this. Obviously, he would have no problem with the United States revoking this guy's visa. He would be Johnny on the spot to call it out. In fact, if they let this guy in the country after this, he would make posts saying, I can't believe the United States let this motherfucker into the country. A fucking terrorist who killed 50 white people sent this guy a donation and used the exact same propaganda this guy was spreading as his justification. You know he would say that. Everybody knows he would say that. But of course, he jumps in this thread to fucking lie and pretend like he wouldn't say that. Punishing people for a crime they didn't commit is fucking stupid. So no, I wouldn't support it. Laughing my ass off. What a reach, Dusty. Are you struggling that bad that you need to resort to making up opinions that I don't have? No, I'm telling the truth about you and you're fucking lying. Everybody knows you're lying. And I can prove you're lying because I got the receipts, motherfucker. He literally defended Donald Trump's Muslim ban. People say it wasn't a Muslim ban, Dusty, even though Donald Trump went out there and said, I want to have a Muslim ban. And even though Rudy Giuliani publicly said, yeah, Donald Trump came to me and he said he wanted a Muslim ban, but we couldn't do that because that goes against the Constitution to ban people just because of their religion. So we basically had to figure out a roundabout way to do it. So instead, we added a couple countries that weren't Muslim countries, and we took a couple countries off the list that were Muslim countries to kind of make it look like it was more about national security instead of Islam. He actually said this shit. So yes, it was a Muslim ban, but okay, say you don't want to call it that. Say you want to call it just a ban of nations, of certain nations. Fine. Dankula completely supported this. He completely supported them punishing millions upon millions of people who had never committed a crime, never did anything wrong, just because they were slightly associated with other people that might do something wrong. He had no problem with this, publicly supported it. I'm about to show you he admits to publicly supporting it. So when he says, no, man, I would never, let me go back to read exactly what he said. Punishing people for a crime they didn't commit is fucking stupid, and no, I wouldn't support it. Yeah, you actually 100% literally did. You supported millions and millions and millions of people being punished for something they absolutely had nothing to do with. You know, absolutely never committed any crime, completely fine, good people. You completely supported banning them from the country, and you're a fucking liar. So I called him out for it. So anyway, you literally defended Donald Trump's Muslim ban by claiming it wasn't a ban of Muslims, even though Donald Trump himself said it was a Muslim ban. You literally defended banning Muslims who did nothing wrong. And he responded, it was a ban of nations who were a hotbed of terrorism. Terrorists were abusing the system to get in. Are North Koreans Muslim, Dusty? But the vast majority of the people who were affected by this ban did absolutely nothing wrong, correct? Did you support the ban of people who did absolutely nothing wrong? Question mark. Yes, you fucking did. You're lying. Our Generation Identity carrying out terrorist attacks? Now here he defends Generation Identity. Remember Generation Identity? That's nothing wrong. Being banned. Why are you lying? And so continue on. And then, so he continues to fucking defend Generation Identity, the white supremacy group fuckheads. Are Generation Identity carrying out terrorist attacks? Question mark. Fuck, this dude, I swear. You're literally on record defending banning Muslims who did nothing wrong, dude. Just fucking own this shit. Admit that's what you did. So straight up, did you support the ban of people who did absolutely nothing wrong when Donald Trump banned certain nations? Did you? Yes or no? Simple question. Admit it. You did. And we have the receipts. And don't say you fucking wouldn't support this shit when you did support this shit. And so then he posted. Then he starts posting trying to smear me. And this is kind of what got into our debate. The windows in Dusty's house are incredibly clean. Remember when you made a video calling Muslims retards? I've never seen Sellner do that. Dusty's a super Nazi. Oh my God, this guy's so fucking this is such a desperate fucking reach. Ridiculous. He's comparing me because I made a video calling Muslims retarded, which I've done. Like I've called Christians retarded. I've called Scientologists retarded. Every fucking religion. Everybody who has supernatural beliefs, I've said you're retarded for thinking that. Now, I'm not saying you're literally physically, mentally retarded. I'm saying you're retarded for believing this one particular thing. Everybody understands what I mean. And to compare me with a fucking literal white supremacist, what you're doing is you're whitewashing for this white supremacist. This is what you're doing. You're fucking literally whitewashing this former neo-Nazi who spreads white supremacist propaganda by comparing him to somebody who is not in any way a fucking white supremacist or, done anything like that. So basically, this is where our debate started, right? I responded like, I can't possibly be a Nazi. I know, because you're not defending me, which is true, man. If I was a Nazi, Dankula would be Johnny on the spot to defend me. But did you call Muslims retards? Do you stand by that statement? And it's just, he's grasping so hard to trying to cover up for what he's done. This is what you do. You deflect. You try to demonize the other person and call out bullshit that has nothing to do with anything to try to deflect from what you've done. It's a very obvious tactic that anybody should be able to see through. So I said, sure. The first video I ever released was called Faith is Retarded, which was about Christians. I have repeatedly said, anybody who believes in outdated religious dogma are retarded for believing it. What I haven't done is spread white supremacy conspiracy theories or join white nationalist groups. And he went on to say, but have you admitted that you called all Jewish and Muslim people retarded? Wow, get out of my sight, you racist. You can take your white nationalist talking points off my feed. And it's like, God, this guy, it's so cringe. How does this guy have so many followers? I mean, no, I know why he does. The only reason anybody knows who he is because he taught his pug to do the Nazi salute. And fucking morons passed a law and fucking took him to court over it. God damn, you guys are so fucking stupid for doing that. We would have never fucking heard of this guy if you didn't do that. This guy would be in obscurity still if you would have done that. This fucking talentless hack would have never been on our radar, but the fact that you fucking ignorant, and you are liberals, I'm sure it was fucking liberals, did this shit is so fucking stupid. And they've already given this guy like 200,000 pounds now for his legal defense, which obviously doesn't take 200,000 pounds for this fucking legal defense. He's just gonna pocket that shit. We know that's true. It's a grift. He's using this thing as a grift, riding this fucking grift all the way to the fucking top because you idiots fucking took him to court over this shit. So stupid. And he got like an $800 fine, I guess, or £800 fine or whatever it is, which, you know, really ain't shit. But it's the principle of the matter. It's so fucking stupid. He made a really cringy Nazi joke. And his joke was stupid. It was stupid. But it should have been, the entirety of it should have been people eye-rolling their eyes at it and then moving on with their lives. Not taking this motherfucker to court. You just fucked everything up, you goddamn idiots, for doing this. Anyway, so I just like, dude, that's a lame dodge. Just answer the fucking question already. Did you support the ban of people who did absolutely nothing wrong when Trump suggested it? You're lying saying that you didn't. And then he keeps going, but you didn't, did you? And yes, I supported it because I didn't want people to be killed by terrorists abusing the system to get in. Okay, well, what if this Martin Center guy comes over here and he influences another fucking white supremacist that goes on a killing spree? Okay? Do you not care about that? When it's a white supremacist, suddenly you give a shit. But when it's Muslims, no, it's good. Let them be banned. Let millions and millions of people who did nothing wrong be banned. I'm fine with that. It shows you where your priorities are. Now, if you can tell me how Sellner getting banned is the same as banning a terrorist, then have at it. Well, I think I just pretty much explained that. You know, how could anybody who actually has researched this for 5 minutes have any fucking problem with this Martin Sellner white supremacy goddamn asshole being banned from the country? It's just maddening. This fucking goddamn shithead. Anyway, so I'm like, so did you support people being punished for crimes they didn't commit? Because the vast majority of people who were punished by this ban are completely fine, law-abiding citizens, correct? You did, right? You did that, right? What lives were at risk with Sellner attending his wedding? You are comparing two very different circumstances and trying to say I'm being hypocritical about it, when the two scenarios aren't even close. You're right. You're right. Banning millions and millions and millions of innocent Muslims, law-abiding Muslims who did nothing wrong whatsoever is way fucking worse, way worse than banning a fucking white nationalist, white supremacist leader who a fucking terrorist sent $1,500 to and used his rhetoric as an excuse for killing 50 people. Right? Anyway, and I explained, in America, 73% of domestic terrorism in recent years was committed by white supremacists. He has clearly already influenced one white supremacist terrorist, so much that he gave him a huge donation. Why would any country take the chance he's going to influence somebody else? Why would you? Dankula has no problem putting our safety in danger, you know, that this guy might come over here and influence somebody else like he did the fucking mosque shooter, but I don't want that white supremacist motherfucker over here. Keep all the white supremacists away from me as far as I'm concerned, especially with how much terrorism they're creating right now. Fucking hell no. But Dankula thinks, let them all in. Let them all. Innocent Muslims? Nah, fuck y'all. Innocent brownies? Nah. White supremacists? Yeah, come on in, guys. You're fine. Come on in. It's easy for him to say, too, because he doesn't live in America, so it doesn't really affect him, you know? Like he really gives a shit about our safety. So I explained. So now then he says that... Oh, no. So then I explained, banning millions and millions of people who have done nothing wrong and punishing them is much, much, much worse than banning one dude who is the leader of a white supremacist group and who has received a large donation from a mass murdering terrorist. This is not hard to understand, dude. Real simple shit. So anyway, he's like, how are those two scenarios the same? You completely gibbering fucking idiot. Either answer the question or you have to take your low IQ attention-seeking self away from here. You fucking goddamn idiot. And I was like, I did answer your question. At least in America, 73% of domestic terrorism is caused by white supremacists. It's much more dangerous to let white supremacists in this country than Muslims at the moment. This ain't complicated, motherfucker. It's simple shit, dude. But see, the reason is because he knows who his fucking audience is. He knows who is fucking paying him, okay? We'll get more into that in a minute. So, he got a donation from someone when he didn't know who he was, or what he was going to do. And after a full raid on his house and computers, no link at all is what it means. No link at all was found, and he was let free with no charges. And that's justified? Also, Dusty, I'm absolutely thrilled that you think, I'm absolutely thrilled that I think as well. And then I went on to say, he's a former neo-Nazi who's currently the leader of a white supremacy group that spread white supremacist propaganda and got a large donation from a guy who used the same white supremacist propaganda as justification for murdering 50 people. This really the hill you want to die on? But it is. This is the hill Dankula wants to die on, so I'm happy to kill him on it. And he goes on to say, a lot of what you just said is lies and hyperbole. Oh, really? Really? I'm lying? Okay, we'll get rid of that. Let's see if I'm lying. The stuff you base literally all of your arguments on. Okay, let's see. I just thought it was a bit shitty that someone got a ban when he didn't do anything. Yeah, he did do something. He's the leader of a fucking white supremacy group tied to violent groups, and he was one of the inspirations behind a guy who killed 50 people. I just thought it was a bit shitty that someone got a ban when he didn't do anything, and you fucking screech like a little bitch because you're a fucking sissy. God, this guy, is this really, like, this guy has like 700,000 followers or something, people sending him tons of money, he makes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Is this really the guy you guys want to support? Is this really the guy you guys want to back and you guys think is a great intellectual and a guy that you really think is deserving of your support? Really? Like, and if so, can't you understand why I think there's a toxic culture that is helping to further spread this hatred and violence? Can't you understand why I'm speaking out? This is the leader. This is one of the leaders in the fucking anti-SJW YouTube community right now. This motherfucker is the guy you guys are supporting. This guy has way more support than I do. This guy is way more beloved than I do. Fucking, you probably look at the chat right now. His fans are probably in the chat right now. I haven't seen it, but spamming the fuck out of me over this. You know, really. This is the culture we've created. This is why I fight. This is why I'm going to continue to fight. Call me a clout chaser. Call me a fucking attention whore. Call me irrelevant. Call me old. Call me all that shit. I don't give a fuck. Somebody has to stand up and speak out against this goddamn bullshit. And if nobody else will do it, I fucking will, dude. I'll fucking stand up and I'll scream this motherfucking shit. Fuck y'all. Which part were lies and hyperbole? Let's get into it. I want to listen to you defend this guy even more. Yep, I'm ready to go, motherfucker. What am I saying that's lies? What am I saying that's hyperbole? You know, I'm challenging you. Here, let the debate begin. Let's get into it. White supremacist propaganda and white supremacy. You threw that around a lot, often always incorrectly because you use hyperbole instead of arguments. No, I didn't. I used it completely correctly in this situation. Anybody can just go research this for 5 goddamn seconds and see it's true, but you didn't. You haven't researched this for 5 seconds, which you're about to admit to. He's about to admit that he never researched any of this and he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So, all right, let's break it down. Do you consider the Great Replacement white genocide conspiracy theory to be white supremacy propaganda, or is this something you agree with? And here's his response. Supremacy suggests superiority. What about we are being killed replaced suggests that? Oh my god, dude. First of all, the white supremacy, white genocide thing, it's not about white people being killed. It's mainly about them being outbred. But I love how he doesn't even know what the argument is. And he's even further spreading even worse arguments that making people afraid that they're going to be killed by immigrants and brown people. Can you imagine if Dankula would just speak out? Just say, yeah, I think anybody who spreads the Great Replacement or white genocide theory is a fucking shithead. I don't want your money. I don't want your support. I think you goddamn people are awesome. I'm okay if they block you from the country. I'm disgusted by you. Fuck you. And get the fuck out of my face. Can you imagine the good it would do when a guy with 700,000 subscribers or whatever, the huge audience, would say that? But instead, he's not. He's literally defending these motherfuckers. God, it's the worst of the fucking worst, man. So you don't consider white nationalism to be white supremacy either? You consider those who would advocate for a white ethno-state not white supremacists? And he said, supremacy to me is saying whites are better and should rule the world. Oh my god, dude. That's... I have to sigh. Like, a white ethnostate is not about ruling the world. It's about setting up a country and eliminating all the brownies and all the immigrants and everybody you don't feel like is a part of your in-group, and setting up your own homogenous ethno-state. It's not about ruling the fucking world. That's Nazi Germany shit. It's like tied to that, but it's not that. White Nats to me is whites having their own space, either through procurement or kicking everyone else out. Can you answer my question though? Like what question? You're not saying, you're just gibbering. And to directly answer your question, and then I did. I sent him the Wikipedia link directly to the Great Replacement white conspiracy theory that shows him that the Great Replacement white genocide theory is directly white supremacist propaganda. I'll show you guys in a minute. And he's like, that doesn't answer at all the question. And for anyone reading this thread, click on the link and you will see it doesn't. Answer the question, Dusty. Okay, well, let's click on the link and let's see what the link says. Well, let's see. Oh, and then I went on to further answer. Yes, what makes it white supremacist propaganda is because they are conspiracy theories almost exclusively spread by white supremacists to stoke racial fear and increase the numbers in white supremacy movement. Which it is. I sent him the link. All they had to do was look at it. So you're saying that white genocide conspiracy is a ploy for whites to take over the world? Is that what you're saying? Oh my God, dude. Like, seriously. I mean, does this guy have does he have a learning disability? Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but people think this guy's smart. They think he's a genius or something, and it's just a blathering idiot. So basically, I link him. I said, I'll give you a few minutes to study up on this because you clearly haven't. And he says, shit. And here's me thinking I'm a professional white supremacist like you've been saying for ages, Dusty. Laughing my ass. I've literally never called this guy a white supremacist. There's like, go look. Never said this guy was a Nazi. Never called him a white supremacist. I might start after this conversation. But before this, I definitely never said that. Now, I'm not going to call him a white supremacist. I'm not going to call him that. But does he defend them? Yeah. Is his fan base chock fucking full of them? Yeah. I've been fucking arguing with these motherfuckers for days now, and yeah, he's got a lot of white supremacists in his fan base. So at the very least, he is not doing very much to distance himself from them or, not attract these people because damn. He knows who signs his paychecks. He knows which sides his bread's buttered on, which is why he won't call this shit out. Which is why he refuses to call out white supremacy or not white supremacy, but the Great Replacement and white genocide is because he knows that lots of his friends, lots of his followers spread this shit, and he does not want to alienate the people that are paying him his Patreon, So anyway, I gave him a link to show him exactly how this is white supremacy propaganda. And I even took screenshots for him and posted them to him, so he did not even have to go to the fucking Wikipedia page. He could just read the fucking screenshots right there on Twitter. Try to make it as easy for this guy as I possibly could, so he could not dodge this anymore. So he will be forced to admit that this white genocide, Great Replacement conspiracy theory is white supremacy propaganda. The conspiracy theory was popularized by white supremacist, neo-Nazi, and convicted felon David Lane around 1995. The phrase anti-racist is code word for anti-white, coined by high-profile white nationalist Robert Whitaker, is commonly associated with the topic of white genocide. It has appeared on billboards in the United States near Birmingham, Alabama, and Harrison, Arkansas. Similar conspiracy theories were part of the discourse in Nazi Germany, as exemplified in the pamphlet written for the Research Department of the Jewish Question of Walter Frank's Reich Institute with the title, Are the White Nations Dying? The Future of the White and the Colored Nations in Light of Biological Statistics. This fucking conspiracy theory is Nazi as fuck. Was created by Nazis and is mainly spread by fucking Nazis and white supremacists. How can anybody deny this shit? Just fucking look, dude. And then I even posted something else. Here's even more information about it, dude. The term white genocide appears sporadically in the American Nazi Party and white power newspapers as early as 1972 and war in the 1970s and 1980s, where it primarily referred to contraception and abortion. The conspiracy theory was developed by the neo-Nazi David Lane in his White Genocide Manifesto, 1995, where he made the claim that the government policies of many Western countries had the intent of destroying white European culture and making white people an extinct species. Lane, a founding member of the organization The Order, criticized miscegenation, which is race mixing, abortion, well, when I say race mixing, I mean like interracial relationships, abortion, homosexuality, the legal repercussions against those who resist genocide, and the Zionist occupation government that he said controls the United States and the other majority white countries and which encourages white genocide, and the alt-right. In the first decade of the 21st century, the conspiracy theory spread beyond its explicit neo-Nazi and white nationalist origins to be embraced by the newer alt-right movement. Anders Behring entitled Manifesto makes frequent mentions of an alleged ongoing genocide against white Europeans, which is also what the mosque shooter who killed 50 people in New Zealand said. He got his information from the exact same place, from the exact same people like Martin Sellner, who spread this bullshit, and Lauren Southern. Thank you, Shoe on Head, for helping make Lauren Southern more popular. That was awesome for society, wasn't it? Discussion threads on the white national internet forum Stormfront often center around the theme of white people being subjected to genocide policies by their government. The concept has been popularized by the alt-right and alt-light movements in the United States. The 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, referenced the conspiracy theory as tiki torch-wielding protesters yelled, "You will not replace us, and Jews will not replace us." So, dude, how can you deny that this is white supremacy propaganda? But he does, or at the very least, he refuses to answer for a very good reason, and we'll show you. So I said, to claim this is not white supremacy propaganda is to deny every bit of evidence to the contrary. This has been used as a white supremacy propaganda from its inception. Are you denying this? And he's like, and he changes the subject. So this is what he constantly does. He want to answer my very basic, simple questions, even though I'm posting to him screenshots where he can just read for himself and see for himself where this stuff comes from. But he won't answer the question because he knows if he does, he will alienate the people that pay him. He will alienate tons of his fan base. He will alienate his friends like Paul Joseph Watson, who continuously spreads lies and misinformation that bolster the white genocide theory. He doesn't want to fucking alienate these people, so he refuses to answer. He knows as long as he doesn't answer, he can have plausible deniability about this. So what he does instead of answering is he just keeps asking me new questions, so he can keep from answering the questions, but he can try to change the subject and move the subject along to something else, where he thinks I'll forget about it, or I won't demand that he answers to put him in, to lock in his position publicly. Very, very, very transparent tactic, but he keeps doing it. Can I ask you then, if other races say the same thing, would they be called supremacist? So I answer this question too, even though I see what he's doing. He's just trying to dodge answering the question. He's just trying to move the subject along. I directly answer his questions like I've done every time he's asked me something. I've directly answered him. I've not dodged his questions. I've tried to argue in good faith, even though he hasn't. And I said, if they had supremacy groups directly dedicated to their race, and if this was a conspiracy theory created specifically by those supremacy groups and spread to demonize other races, then yes. Obviously, completely obvious answer. So he responded, couldn't help but notice your response really makes sure to include many races except whites, but okay, I don't even know what the fuck that means. He specifically asked me if other races besides whites did this, and so I responded about other races besides whites, so I don't even know what his comment is. It's nonsensical. So by me trying to promote and protect Celtic culture, am I a supremacist? So he's trying to move the goalpost and change the subject to try to keep from answering the question. It's very obvious what he's doing. You have no intention of engaging me in good faith debate. It's frustrating. Can you at least admit this was a conspiracy theory created by white supremacists and mostly spread by white supremacists, making it white supremacist propaganda? Can we at least agree on that before we move on? See, I'm trying to make him answer this question. I'm trying to hold his feet to the fire and not let him wiggle out of this, weasel away from it like he's trying to do. But he doesn't answer because he knows that he'll alienate his fan base and the people that pay his paycheck. So he won't answer it. I'm just saying, people acted, and this is what he says. I'm just saying people actively tried to exterminate mine. But if I'm white and I try to preserve my culture, apparently I'm a conspiracy theorist and a supremacist. Just wanted to clarify, is that what you're saying applies to all whites? LOL, calm down. And now he's going to act like I'm wrong for trying to hold his feet to the fire and make him answer the question. You know, oh my God, calm down, dude, calm down. It's a play to emotions. You're like trying to pretend like you're too emotional to answer the question when I was actually really fucking calm. I'm just literally putting out my case calmly and trying to make him answer basic fucking questions to lock in his answer. Before we move on, you know, that's how debate works. I ask you a question, you answer the question, and then we can move on. If you don't answer the question, I have to continue asking you the question until you answer it, and I've answered all your questions thus far. I've not dodged any of your questions. I see what you're doing. And so I keep on. I keep on trying to get him to answer. I would just like you to acknowledge that this is a conspiracy theory that was started by white supremacists. Can we at least agree on that? Just answer the question. Very simple, and I'll post to him again the 2 links I did before that show him this was created by white supremacists. And he responds, what would it take for it not to be a conspiracy theory? I guess it to be true and not created by white supremacists to demonize immigrants and minorities. But it was, so it is a conspiracy theory, right? And so I try to hold his feet to the fire again, just trying to get you to answer this goddamn question. Dude, quit dodging it. Can you please just answer my question without dodging? Why can't you just answer a direct question? Can you at least admit this is a conspiracy theory that was created by white supremacists? If not, which part of the evidence I have presented do you disagree with? I laid out my case. Do you have a counter case to this? And he responds, Dusty, you dodged tons of my shit. Laughing my ass off. No, I didn't. What did I dodge of yours? I answered everything you asked. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I want to look into it more. So let me get this straight. You never looked into the white genocide theory. You've never looked into the Great Replacement theory, even though you literally signal boost for people that continuously spread this conspiracy theory. And I know tons of your fan base, you've seen them spread that. You've never looked into it. You just completely support these people and you're on their side and you're friends with them without ever looking into the racist bullshit they've spread. Really? That's what you're saying? Because that makes you look like a fucking idiot. I don't believe that's true. He's just saying this because he does not want to answer the question. He's like, I'm too ignorant to answer that question. Even though you provided me evidence that directly proves what you're saying is true, I can't answer because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, then why the fuck did you call me a liar? Why the fuck did you say I was lying about the things I said? Why did you say I was just using hyperbole? If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, why did you say that? Is it because you're not arguing in good faith and you're dishonest? I think that might be it. Dusty, you dodged tons of my shit. Okay, and then he says, judging by what you have said, me wanting to preserve Celtic culture makes me a supremacist. And I don't even know what the fuck that means. It's just so stupid. And then he says that he needs a source. I think did I miss that? Where he said, oh yeah, he says I need more than just a wiki page. And so I explained to him, wiki pages are not the source. The sources are linked at the bottom. Wikipedia is just a summarization of the sources. And you mean this is the first time you've ever researched this subject? Shouldn't you have researched this before you start defending people who spread it? And he's like, you must be new here, Dusty. I guess. I don't really follow you too much because I find you to be awful. You're just an awful, terrible human being, in my opinion. Just a shitty, shitty human being. I'm the guy who defends people for having unfair things done to them by the state over things they say. Good to meet you. Hey, good to meet you too, dickhead. Also, defending people for their right to speak doesn't mean I agree with what they say. Shit, I've had to defend fucking pedos before, and that took a lot of my soul away. Okay, but we're not talking about defending people just for what they say. We're talking about them spreading racist fucking propaganda that's directly lead to violence and taking donations from mass murderers, you know? So it's beyond just that, right? And also, if you're going to defend their right to say it, fine. Like, I don't really agree that you should defend. I mean, it's kind of a gray area, I guess. It depends on how directly you can prove what they're saying is leading to violence. But okay, say you want to defend what they say. How you do that is you say, okay, I completely agree with this racist shit. I think these motherfuckers are racist as fuck. I think the Great Replacement and the white genocide theory is fucking awful. I think if you spread this, you're a fucking shithead. I don't want anything to do with you, but I defend your right to say it. That's how you fucking defend this shit. You don't just say, okay, I defend your right to say it without calling out the bullshit. Otherwise, you're just signal boosting for it. You're not fucking doing what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So anyway, I said, you specifically said I was lying by calling out white genocide, Great Replacement theory, white supremacy propaganda. I have provided you evidence I was telling the truth. Do you concede? If not, what is your counter argument to the evidence I have provided? You know, I've made my argument. I've argued in good faith. I provided evidence to back up my position. Do you have a counter argument? And he says, I literally twice have said now, I need to look it up. Would you rather I didn't just blurted out an answer? Yeah, dude, I would rather you look at my fucking information and say, okay, well, based on this preliminary information you've given me, it definitely looks like it was created by white supremacists and Nazis to demonize minorities. I would much rather have you looked it up before you start defending all these people. That would have been ideal to educate yourself slightly on these very, very, very fucking important topics before you signal boost for motherfuckers who spread this shit. That would have been great. But since you didn't do any of that, yeah, that would be good. But anyway, okay, fine. Go look this shit up. Go look it up and come back to me. Go look it up, come back to me, and then when you do, you can give me your answer, and then we can move on with this debate. But the reason he's claiming ignorance here is because he has no intention of ever answering this question. He has no intention because he knows the moment he says, yeah, I believe it's white supremacist propaganda, boom, huge part of his audience gone, boom, a huge backlash, boom, a lot of his fucking money gone. He knows that's what's going to happen. That's why he don't fucking do it. It's exactly the same way ChrisRayGun doesn't call out a lot of the right-wing people that support him. Same reason that Shoe on Head didn't fucking call out Lauren Southern. Same reason Armoured Skeptic didn't do it. They know which side their bread's buttered on. So here we go. Continue on. Why have you not already researched this? You continuously signal boost and defend people who spread this. Surely this can't be the first time somebody has brought this to your attention. And he's like, most people aren't stupid enough to get the person defending this is kind of gibberish. I guess I can sort of make out what he's saying. Most people aren't stupid enough to get the person defending a person's right to say things to defend the things that person says. Okay. You know, because it's totally a different person. You, of course, were that stupid, Dusty. I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to say. Most people aren't stupid enough to get the person defending a person's... Oh, I guess what he's saying is most people aren't stupid enough to mix up somebody defending somebody's right to say something with agreeing with that person. And no, that's not what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to defend somebody's right to say something, you should first call out what they're saying and explain why it's bullshit, so your audience doesn't think, oh, he's just defending that person's speech and he's not actually calling it out. You know, you have to do both things. That is the responsible thing to do. You have a giant platform and you have a responsibility to your audience to not add to the toxic culture, and the way you do that is calling out bullshit and not just defending their right to say it, but also telling them they're pieces of shit for saying it. You know, you have to do both. It's your responsibility. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben taught us that. So next up. Also, defending people for their right to speak doesn't mean I agree with what they say. Shit. Okay, no, wait. I guess we already said that. No, we already said that. All right, I already read that part. Okay, we moved on. And I said, how do you know that the things being done to them are unfair if you have not researched the situation properly? Are all your opinions based upon ignorance? And he said, if it's for them simply saying something, it's unfair. No, it depends on what they say, right? If somebody is spreading white conspiracy theories that have directly led to violence, that's important, right? It does depend on what you say. I know most speech is totally free, but not all speech is free. Some things have to be called out and limited, especially speech that directly leads to violence. At the very least, if you say that somebody has the right to say it, you got to call out why it's stupid for them to do so and dangerous for them to do so. You have to do both, like I said. It's not simply for saying something, though. It's for being the leader of a white supremacy group with ties to another violent groups and receiving a large donation from a mass murderer who used this rhetoric as an excuse for his violence. Why are you whitewashing this? Exactly what he's doing. He refuses to, own up to any of this shit. He just continues whitewashing and pretending it's just a free speech issue. It's just a free speech issue. But it's not just a free speech issue. It's about calling out this harmful free speech and not just defending their right to say it. Do both. Has he committed any violent acts? Did he know the donation came from the terrorist? Why are you overusing hyperbole like fucking always? I'm not overusing hyperbole. I've just pointed out and shared exactly what I said is 100% true. All you have to do is look. You've already admitted that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, so how do you know what I'm using as hyperbole? If you haven't researched it for yourself, you're just kind of arguing against yourself. You keep accusing me of using hyperbole and lying, but when I prove what I'm saying is true to you, you say that you haven't researched it. So which is it? Do you have evidence what I'm saying is hyperbole, or do you need to research it? And he says, answer these. He tries to change the subject. Again, this is what he continues to do. He won't answer the question, won't answer a basic question. He just tries to ask new questions. Hopefully, I'll move on and won't hold his feet to the fire and make him answer questions. That's his debating tactic, and it's really obvious and really easy to see through. And so I said, okay, not that this is relevant to things I've said, and this is just clearly a dodge and a red herring you're throwing out in order to weasel your way out of answering my simple questions. But actually, yes, he has used violence. He is literally banned from carrying weapons anymore, and he's been banned from carrying weapons because he pepper sprayed two lefties. So yes, he has used violence, and yes, the group that he is one of the leaders of is directly tied to other groups that have been carrying out violence. So yeah, he did. Then he says, laughing my ass off, did you just dodge and then accuse me of dodging? No, I directly answered your question. You see what this guy's doing? I'm literally directly answering his question, and he's like, you're dipping and dodging, dippity-doo. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's projecting upon me because he's not a good debater, and he's not debating in good faith whatsoever. He's just trying to weasel out of it. And in February 2017, Sutter was involved in a fight in Vienna U-Bahn station where he used pepper spray on people he described as far-left activists. Since this incident, he has been banned from carrying weapons. So yes, he has committed violence, regardless of what you want to say. I'm going to answer the super chats in a minute. Please support this channel on Super Chats. If you have a question, I'm going to answer all the fucking questions on Super Chats. Going to go through every one of them. I'm about to be done with this Count Dankula segment, or I'm going to take a break from it and get back on in a minute. So, Super Chat. Be sure to support this channel. Most of the donations go to the Humanist Society Mississippi Animal Sanctuary, where we rescue animals that are about to be put down, and we do good work here. And like I said, I've lost a lot of money speaking out about this stuff. People are mad at me. People are fucking unsubscribing to me in droves over this. People are telling me that since I'm talking out about this, they are not going to be my patrons anymore. So I do need you guys' support more than ever right now. So if you can support this, please do, because I'm fucking under fire for just telling the goddamn truth, trying to call out this bullshit. I need you guys' help, so fucking please help me. Please, have my back, dudes. And then I said, how long do you think it will take to research whether or not this is a white supremacy conspiracy theory? Can you just message me when you figure it out, and we can continue this when you've educated yourself? I'm still trying to hold his feet to the fire to give me an answer about the original question. It's very simple. I want you to answer. I understand what you're doing. You're trying to ask me question after question after question, hoping I'll move on and forget about it, but I'm not falling for this tactic. I'm going to keep asking you until you answer. And then he asked me another question, trying to fucking dodge and trying to move the conversation along so he can get me on something else and deflect. Hey, Dusty, do you support Sellner's ban? At this point, I'm tired of it. I'm no longer going to answer any of his questions till he answers mine. He's dodged so many of my questions. He's trying to move the conversation along. I see through his tactics, so I'm going to hold his feet to the fire. I'm not answering another one of your goddamn questions until you fucking respond to my question. And if it takes you time to research it, fine. Go research it. Come back to me, and we'll fucking restart this conversation. It's very fucking simple, but I'm not letting you off. You have to fucking answer this fucking thing if you want me to continue debating you. You're not arguing in good faith, dude. I see right through you. I see fucking right through you. With your daddy made of glass? Because I see right through you, motherfucker. And he says, I think I might be onto something, because that's 3 times you've ghosted this question. I don't even recall you asking me this question before this, but you did ask me this repeatedly, and I demanded that you answer my question first before I would respond. And I was like, there's no reason to continue this conversation with you until you educate yourself on it and are actually willing to answer my questions. Go research it and then get back to me, and we can jump back into this when you're more knowledgeable about this stuff. I'm just saying, like, dude, you said you need to research this. You've said multiple times that you don't have enough information to answer the question. Go look. It shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes to an hour to go look. Come back. We can continue this debate more. I will be happy to answer your question when you come back, as long as you answer mine. You know, I'm arguing in good faith. As long as you're arguing in good faith, please, let's keep debating, because, like, honestly, I think I'm whooping your ass, dude. I'm whooping your ass. Like, this ain't even close. Like, in my opinion, I'm sure, like, his fans are probably watching this like, Dusty, he's whooping your ass. He's beating the shit out of you. But, like, is he? I don't know. It just seems like he's getting tore up to me, but I don't know. I know I'm biased and egotistical, so maybe I'm losing this. Who knows? But I don't think so. So he's like, so you're proving my point once again, dodging my question. Oh, my God, this fucking dude, right? Do you support Sellner's ban? And he's like, 3 times I've asked him, told him I need to look it up. And I'm like, okay, well, go look it up, dude. Why aren't you looking into it then? Go look it up right now. What are you fucking talking to me still for? Go look. We can start up the conversation again when you have the answers to my questions. All you're doing is dodging everything I'm asking you and asking me new questions. You are not arguing in good faith. Go educate yourself, and then let's do this. That's completely fucking reasonable when you're talking to an idiot like this. And then he asked me again, do you support Sellner's ban? I'll answer. Just go research it, come back, and we'll answer at the same time, right? That's fair? Fair? You answer my questions, I'll answer yours at the same time. You don't get to continue to dodge my questions and not answer them and expect me to continue to answer your questions, because I know what you're doing. I see through you. And I say, so if I answer this question, do you promise me you will answer the question you dodge repeatedly about whether or not you think the Great Replacement, white genocide, is white supremacy theory? I promise I will answer immediately if you promise you will. And that's all I'm saying. Like, I know what you're doing. I will answer your question immediately as long as you answer mine. Totally 100% fucking fair, right? Anybody got a problem with this? Anybody got a problem with this? How could you? And he's like, I've answered 3 fucking times. 3 fucking times. Write this down. Because this is the 4th time and it's getting tiresome. I need to look into it before I give an answer. That's not an answer. Saying you need to look into it before you give an answer is not an answer. You haven't answered the question. Go look into it, motherfucker. And it's been like, what, 20 hours now since we had this debate? People, you can go to his fucking page. People repeatedly have asked him if he's looked into this yet and will answer the question. He still refuses to do so because he has no intention to. He never had any intention to. He's just trying to dodge and ask me questions, hoping I forget about this, which, you know, I'm not gonna, because I see through you. I see through you. Oops, what did I do? I go back. Actually, go back, I think. And I'm like, okay, go look it up and then come back to me when you're educated, and we can answer the questions at the exact same time. Deal? Who could have a problem with that? Fair, right? Totally fair. I've been fair. And then he says, laughing my ass off. You're a complete snake. And he doesn't want to answer the question. So what does he do? Boom! Blocks me. Tucks his tail between his legs and runs a fucking way from the conversation because he doesn't want to fucking answer the question. He's a weasel, right? He's a fucking weasel. And some people say, like, he won that debate. Yeah, how many times have you been winning a fight and you block somebody? How many times when you were winning a fight did you fucking run away? You know, there's a reason he blocked me, and it wasn't because he was fucking winning. It's because he didn't want to fucking answer the question. I was holding his feet to the fire, fucking obviously. And then he went on. It even gets sadder, right? This guy, right? Oh, my God, right? Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm going to take a little break here and read well, no, I guess I want to keep going. I'm just going to finish up this whole Count Dankula segment. I'm already an hour and 17 minutes into this fucking show. Shit, dude. Fuck me. Wow, okay. I'm going to keep going, I guess, and just try to finish this up. Got a little bit more. I'm going to finish it up pretty quickly. So anyway, he goes on to post this about me. This is what happens when you've been whooped in a debate, when you got your ass kicked and you're just trying to deflect and say anything you can say to try to make it look like you didn't get beat or something. He posts about me. A prominent white nationalist and member of the alt-right paramilitary group, Boomers of Doom, has just called all Jewish and Muslim people retards. Dusty, I bought a lake to drown minorities in Smith, has been attempted to achieve a drug dealer-free ethno-state for 70 years. This got 1,000 likes. This is how sophisticated the dim bulbs that follow him are. This is just so fucking cringe. Like, this is what I'm dealing with, right? These people think that he's funny and smart, and I'm like, really? Huh? But, these are the same people that think PewDiePie is awesome. So, consider the source, I guess. Sad. And then he goes on to post about me. This is him, I guess, kind of trying to, I don't know if he wants to take a victory lap over banning me and pretend like he won, or basically him explaining why he banned me away to try to save face. Ha ha ha, now I'm done. Think the man's so disingenuous he earned a block because some stupidity it too painful to deal with. Especially when it's always clout chasing on your tweets. I'm clout chasing. No, dude, I'm just fucking holding your feet to the fire because you're literally just supporting a white supremacist, right? You're literally defending a white supremacist instead of calling his bullshit out. I'm not clout chasing you, dude. It's just stupid. It's just stupid ad hominems attacks. They don't want to answer my questions. They don't want to face the criticism. So they just have to throw out ad hom attacks to hope their fan base will forget about it and they can dodge and divert, which worked. Look, 1,458 likes on this bullshit. And then he goes ahead and says, I answered three times, but he didn't answer. His answer was, I haven't looked it up yet. That's not an answer. An answer is, okay, I'm going to go look it up and come back and give you an answer. That's an answer, or going and look and then coming back and give me an answer. That's an answer. Never did it, dude. You are a liar. So anyway, and then he posts this about me. When someone's been trying for weeks to get clout by calling you a Nazi and a white supremacist, but then tells you to brush up on your white supremacy because you don't know enough. Well, Dusty, am I or not? Make up your mind, boomer. I never said you're a white supremacist. Not fucking once. Never called you a Nazi. None of that. You're just literally lying. You got 1,330 likes for this by lying about me. Go look. See if I've ever called this guy a fucking Nazi. Now, I didn't say he was the Nazi pug guy, but like I said before, like I explained, Nazi pug guy is about the pug, not him. Never said you're a Nazi, never said you're a white supremacist. You're just trying to do this thing where, oh, liberals call everybody Nazis. They call every fucking body Nazi. See, they overuse this word. Everybody I disagree with is a Nazi. That's what you liberals do. But no, you guys just lie and say we do this and to get likes. That's what you do. You're just chasing likes by lying about people. And it works. Hey, your fan base doesn't give a shit that you lied to them. They're such idiots, they don't give a fuck that you're a liar. And like I said, this was from before. You type in Nazi pug guy, and that's what comes up. That's what he's known as. So if I said Nazi pug, that wasn't calling him a Nazi. That was calling the pug a Nazi for doing the Nazi salute when you say gas the Jews, right? Or when Hitler's on the screen, right? So he just lying. You a liar. And then like clockwork, exactly what I said they would do. They deflect and they dodge by accusing me of only calling them out for attention and then not responding to the actual criticism. Oh, these people are nothing if not predictable. This is the same tactic they always use. This is Armoured Skeptic. You guys might remember our last video. I basically intricately called them out on the racist shit that they were doing, the signal boosting for Lauren Southern, who was one of the main ones who spread the white genocide, great replacement conspiracy theory, and the racist bullying, where they made a video that was seen 2 million times where they called Leslie Jones an ugly gorilla. And when he's whitewashing white supremacy violence by saying that white supremacy violence is less than Antifa violence, which is not true. He's just trying to whitewash the fucking, and also this, him saying this is exactly the same thing Dankula said when he was debating Destiny. So this is a talking point that they all share with each other, that white supremacy is actually less violent than Antifa, which is complete bullshit. You know, you can go look at the statistics for yourself. Destiny fucking called them out for this. And what they do is they just laugh. They think that laughing, their fake laughing, is a debate tool that makes them win when they get owned. It's so sad. But this is something directly that Armoured Skeptic got from Dankula. And here he is. He's in Dankula's mentions. He's on Dankula's site. Instead of calling Dankula out for all the shit Dankula does, instead of like owning up to it, instead of saying, hey, yeah, I spread Lauren Southern, I signal boosted for her. I should have done that. She is a fucking ridiculous, crazy bitch who spreads white supremacy conspiracy theories that directly have led to violence against people. Should not have done that. Hey, I whitewashed white supremacy propaganda by saying white supremacists commit less violence than Antifa. I did a video with 2 million views that jumped on the racist bullying of Leslie Jones. And I'm sorry about that. That was shitty of me. If you behave this way, I don't want you as a fan. I think you're a fucking idiot. Please unsubscribe to me. I'm going to change my behavior. I feel terrible about it. Instead of doing that, what he does is he completely ignores everything I said, completely ignores all the criticism, sweeps it under the rug and says, I've never seen a man more desperate for attention in my life. That's what they do. They just call me an attention whore or a clout chaser instead of answering the criticism. They dodge, dip. That's what they do every fucking time. And of course, like I said, he did this on Count Dankula's thing. When you're jumping on Count Dankula shit, you guys really need to re-examine your lives, dude. You got to re-examine it because, like, you're part of this toxic culture. You're supporting this shit. You are. Totally are. And then, of course, the hilarious part was when he posted this on Dankula's shit, he got ripped to shreds. Everybody's like, have you just listened to yourself, dude? And somebody says, do you not have a mirror at home? Like, you're way more desperate for attention. Look you're like a discount 1990s magician. Like, dude, seriously. Everybody's like, listen to his criticism, accept it like an adult, and move on. And then somebody's like, did you not just post an hour-long drama video? And somebody said, wow, you guys just love this alt-right circle jerk. Well, Skeptic, at least he ain't endorsing Paul Joseph Twatson. Yeah, they fucking jumped his shit for this, as they should have. They definitely should have. And that's all that I have for now. Let me go over here to this. Okay, I guess this will be a good time to read the super chats. That was my basic debate with Count Dankula that he blocked me on. Tucked his tail between his legs and he ran because I whooped his motherfucking ass, in my opinion. Maybe I didn't, Maybe I'm a loser and didn't whoop his ass. Maybe you guys think that. I don't know. Let's see what the chat say. $2 from Jason Journey. Love you, Dusty. Take 2 doll hairs. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. $2 from Shiro Plays. F Dankula and Tim Pool. Dude, here's monies. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. K Condor says, you should watch the video of York on her TV. Okay, I'll look into that. Alfred Gonzalez, $1.99 says, love that you changed your diet for the animals. I actually lost 5 more pounds on this new diet. I gained 5 pounds at first because I didn't really know how to do the vegetarian diet, but I've gotten better at it, and I'm down to about 175 pounds now, so much better. Wild Potato Industries, $5 says, love the show, man. Wanted to ask, what do you think of the upsurge of people who mix their religion with their political status? I.e., left casts, etc. I haven't seen that, but that sounds terrifying. But like they all do it, right? I mean, how can you separate the two things? If you literally believe that an all-powerful being wrote a book that guides your entire existence, how can that not influence your politics? People act like your mind is compartmentalized and you can keep two things separately, but obviously you can't do that. That's just stupid. Alexander Brown says, I kind of see all these guys as a response to all these extreme liberals. We need to fix ourselves before we can fix others, I think. No. Call it all out. I mean, I think the problem on the right is way worse than the problem on the left, in my opinion. I mean, sure, there's some things I call on the left, and I do that, like when I did with the MAGA hats kids, but I definitely think conservatives are way more deserving to be called out because, they're ones spreading white supremacy propaganda that are leading to 73% of domestic terrorism, right? So that should be called out first, right? That makes sense. $2 from Down Phoenix. So do we call him Count Cuckula now? No. Don't ever unironically call anybody cuck. That's just, please don't do that. That's just cringe. That's what they do. The word cuck, if you're using it ironically, then I have no problem with it. Like I call my own self a soy boy cuck all the time. Call yourself that, but don't call anybody else that. Jared Grisco says, love the podcast. I love you, Jared Grisco. $9.99 from Alice. Okay, you paid me more, so I will take your question more serious. This is for the cats. I work in a cat shelter myself. Keep up the good work at the sanctuary and with this channel. Okay, will do. Thank you for that. I'm saving up to buy the cats a new cat condo because, like, they're big fat asses and they already destroyed the big cat condo. We bought this giant fucking cat condo for them, but they only last about 6 months tops and they just fucking destroy that shit. So we're saving up to buy another one. So thank you, Alice, for that. I will put it to good use. Pirates of Darkwater gave me $1. Thank you. Cassandra Pimentel gave me $1. Thank you. Pirates of Darkwater gave me another $1. Thank you. Deadpool gave me $5 and says Selner was already banned last year because of his links to GI and his criminal rap sheet. The New Zealand thing was just one more nail in the coffin. That's right. You know, I don't see how anybody could have a problem with him being banned. I mean, it makes perfect sense. And the fact that he's being, supported by people like Count Dankula, it's obvious why that's happening. We see right through you. Dr. Extra Large says, when you lose a debate and then glowed like a smug tool. Okay, I guess I lost the debate, and I think actually he's talking about me. Or maybe he's talking about Dankula. I don't know. Can't really tell. You weren't really clear which one of us has lost the debate and is gloating like a smug tool, but I'll just assume it's an insult towards me because they usually are. Big Black Corvette, $5 says, yes, since the C-80s, the 80s, white males have accounted for over 70% of mass shootings in the United States. Yeah, man. White people, got to get your shit together, dudes. Scary. Space Monkey 999 says, I've been a subscriber since you called out the Russian bleach hoax a while back. Since then, I unsubscribed to anti-HW content, and I haven't looked back. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's a good move, in my opinion. The anti-HWs are part of this very toxic culture that has been spread, and it needs to be countered, and, you guys should stop supporting them, in my opinion. But when I say that, I said that about TJ, and everybody's like, no, I'm giving TJ your money. Huh, I'm giving you TJ signal booster for a guy who's spreading conspiracy theories and lies that demonize brown people. I'm going to reward him and punish you for calling it out. Okay, I mean, that's fine, but that's... I mean, all I can do is sigh about that, right? And that's the culture we live in, right? That's the reason I'm calling this shit out, because that's the way you guys behave. Dudley Hutchinson, $1. Thank you, Dudley. Saloon, $5. Got to support you for being one of the best atheist YouTubers, and now one of the best progressive YouTubers as well. Logic and progress. Logic, dude. Thanks a lot. Love you. Dr. Archie Large, $5. How can you tag someone as a white supremacist, even though they stated their position on the matter several times, he's not racist? I don't know who you're talking about. Are you talking about Dankula or are you talking about Selner? Because Selner definitely fucking racist. Sorry, when you're the leader of a fucking white identitarian movement with links to Nazis who have said the things in private they've fucking said and are spreading white supremacy conspiracy theories that are meant to demonize minorities. You're a fucking white supremacist. Fuck that dude. $20 for RB Empathy. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Gonna take your question very seriously. Dusty, much love, man. Meant to donate last time, but Super Chat wouldn't work for me. Advertise my YouTube channel, RBE Empathy, or RB Empathy. Okay, RB Empathy. Everybody go to RB Empathy. Support this dude. I debunk race realism and promote an alternative socioeconomic paradigm. Thank you. Go support this motherfucker. Give me another $30. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a motherfucker. I meant that in the most nice way. RB Empathy. Go support him. Oh, and here's towards the computer. Much love. Thank you, dude. I can really use it. My shit is slow as fuck. Just trying to grind through this shit. Love you, dude. Appreciate it. Axelameus of Wales. How you pronounce that? Sorry, dude. I butcher everybody's name. That's my Mississippi education. I'm doing the best I can. I only have a 9th grade education. I ain't much on book learning. Too Long Didn't Read has a video called Thoughts About a Religion of Peace, where he said that the United Kingdom should forcibly convert Muslims. I don't know who you're talking about. Martin Selner maybe, or Dankula. One of the two. I don't know. Go check out that. I'll look into it. Deadpool 3E, $10. As Dankula admitted, he's fine for blocking innocent Muslims into terrorism, but allows an ethno-nastic leader with close ties to a recent mass shooting. His double standards are clear as day. Yeah, it's clear as day, right? Completely clear why he is doing this, too. Why he doesn't support Muslims, but he supports white nationalists. I know why you're doing it. It's because your audience is full of these motherfuckers. And you guys don't even have to believe me. Go look at the people who come and attack me for attacking Dankula. Go look and click on them and go look at the shit they post. See for yourself. You don't have to believe me. It's all there for you guys to figure out if you want to. Pixel Cow, $1.99. Fine, I support you. Thanks, Pixel Crow. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks a lot. Ben. Did I go up too far? What the fuck? It jumped way ahead. There we go. All right. Ben Binskaman says, keep up the good work. I will do. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. $2 from Binskaman. $5 from Binskaman. Appreciate that. Ted Ski 82. Donk, get schooled by 6th grade debate team. Yeah. I don't know. People are like, don't stumped you, dude. Don't crushed you. You got your ass. He pushed your shit in. And I'm like, really? Did you guys, you didn't actually read it, did you? You didn't read our debate, did you? You just saw his post about it on his fucking Twitter thing and didn't actually look into it yourself. You don't really know what the fuck you're talking about, do you? You can't, right? Because if that means you're, I don't know. Anyway. Rave Dubin says, keep up the good work. Keep taking these free speech warriors to task. Will do. Rave Dubin, thanks a lot. And $50 SEK. I don't even know what type of cash that is. How much is that in America? I don't know. I'm going to assume it's like $1,000. Let's just say that. And I'm going to take you very seriously. I know you're not gay. How do you know that? I'm like 20% gay, even though I've never had a gay experience in my life. But like, I've seen gay porn before and it moved a little bit. So just a little bit. So a little bit gay. But I hope my money can convince you for one night stand. If it's okay with your girlfriend. Can you deep throat? How's your head game? Gonna be to take that shit? We'll see what happens. The progressive voice says, why wasn't vegetable to go SSJ3? Don't understand that question. I'm sorry. Thank you for the money, but I'm too dumb to understand what you're talking about. Pasta Punk $2. Do. I guess that means you should do a live stream with non-compete. I don't know who that is, but sure, I can do a live stream with him. Shout out to him. Tell him to look me up. Alexander Bow, $5. Can you try to get AIU on? I think he's pretty smart and would be a productive discussion. No, I mean, I have this thing about AIU where I refuse to have him on unless he comes on without his cartoon character, because I just want this guy to fucking walk out from behind the shit he's hiding behind, but I know he won't do it because he has really low self-esteem about himself. This dude has super low self-esteem. That's why he brags about himself all the time. I don't like AIU. I don't think he's a smart guy. I think he's a kind of a piece of shit, and I don't really want to platform him, but if he's willing to come on, as him, then I'll do it. 499 from Bad Hallman. Are people like Dankula and Armoured Skeptic really just worried about losing fans, or do they actually believe what they say? I think maybe Dankula, I don't want to speak for him. Like, this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. But I think, Dankula might be kind of believing the white genocide, white conspiracy theory, might be a little bit into that kind of stuff. And it would fit. Armored Skeptic, I doubt very seriously. I think he is just somebody who loves the attention, gets off of it because he's an egomaniac. And he likes the money he's making. And people can constantly kiss that dude's ass. So, I think he just goes along with whatever he thinks will make him most popular, and that's what it is. You know, he knows he has built up a huge right-wing fan base. That's what happens when you attack almost nothing but anti-HCWs, when you're in that community. And he knows which side his bread is buttered on. Paige Bello says, social media is a platform in which there is no filter for who can obtain massive influence over politics. These people need to take responsibility for themselves. Love and support does it. Yeah, thank you, Paige, and I totally agree. Like, we have a responsibility. And I have 250,000 subscribers, but like even most of those are like dead. Like my videos now don't get nearly that much support like they used to, because like a lot of the people that subscribed to me before were like just shitlords and shitheads that I attracted by kind of being involved in that community and being like an alt-right shit poster and stuff. People that I no longer want to be associated with. I've tried hard to purge them. Like, everybody makes fun of me all the time that my subs have gone down or my channel's flat. You know, they're like, oh, look, your channel's dead. Yeah, like, I'm trying to purge these motherfuckers. I honestly probably have 100,000 people too many right now. Like, I should probably be about 150,000 right now, and then try to build back up from there to an audience that I'm not actually embarrassed of. So yeah, like, we all have a responsibility not just to take any audience that comes to us. We have a responsibility to stand up to these motherfuckers and call them out, and if they unsubscribe to us, then that's actually a good thing. That's what we should want. You know, we shouldn't be subscription hoarders like PewDiePie is. Dillinger R gives me $1. Thank you. Theo Foe give me $2. You skipped my original super chat. Oh, did I? Well, there we go. The main influence EU ID movement is based on Alan D. Benoist. He created right-wing, I guess, RW Nouvelle. These are hard words, dude. Holy shit, I'm from Mississippi. You got to make these easy on me. Nouvelle Droit, I guess, inspired Antonio Gramsci. You're killing me. A Marxist communist. Google it. Okay, everybody Google that. Like, Google those words. I understood some of those words. You're like on a different level than me, dude. Sorry, I skipped your chat. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate that. Love you. Love you. Scroll down. Okay. Pierre Burt, $72. Missed Theophobe and my super chat. Okay. Oh, okay. Pierre Burt, I missed your super chat too. Shit. Come on, Dusty, get it together. Oh, Pierre Burt, there he is. I saw him for a second. Where'd it go? I had it. Where was it? I saw it. This other guy. You have any birds? I've always wanted to get one. $2. No, I don't have any birds. They're really noisy. We thought about rescuing some, but we haven't done so yet. Maybe eventually. My girl loves birds, so it's possible. But we have so many cats, I'd be scared. Scared of the beds. All right, Kane gave me $1.99. Cheers to growing as a person and calling out BS. Thanks, Kane. Appreciate it. Tedski82, $2. Vegeta is a character from Dragon Ball Z. Okay, sorry, that's like, I'm a boomer. Oh, dude, I don't know that, so did not get the reference. All right, well, that's all my super chats for now. You guys want me to answer your questions? Super chat is the way to do that. Please support this channel by giving me more super chats, and I will come back in a minute and I will read the super chats. We're already an hour and 37 minutes into this show, and I have barely gotten to any of this shit. Spent a lot of time talking about Dankula. But somebody says, here is, let me go ahead and close some of these tabs down. That'd probably be smart. Remember my Patreon, patreon.com, CODcast. Support me. Get rid of that. Martin Stoner, asshole. That's an asshole. You're an asshole. I'll leave you asshole. Okay. Here's a video Dankula should watch. Just half an hour of his time. It might be of interest. Yeah, this is a good video I've been promoting. The PewDiePie pipeline, how edgy humor leads to violence, and it kind of explains all this. I know this guy. Go ahead and talk about this a little bit. Boom. Yeah, this guy, what was his name? Nate Talks to You apparently did a video that listed me in his video where he talks about me calling out PewDiePie. And I think he kind of misses the point. No one is blaming PewDiePie for everything. PewDiePie is just a very, very, very small point of this toxic culture. But there's a reason that so many of these white supremacists are subscribed to PewDiePie. There's a reason that he attracts so many of these right-wing anti-HW shitheads, and it's because of the behavior and the stuff he puts out. And there's no problem with calling it out. And I guess he was making fun of the fact, you can see here that we were talking about who PewDiePie is following on Twitter. And he's like, you can follow people you don't agree with. Yeah, but there's a thing called cognitive bias where people generally follow people that they're most likely to agree with. And which, if you go look, PewDiePie was following way, way, way more right-wing and anti-HW channels than he was liberal channels. He was following maybe 2 or 3 liberal channels and mostly right-wing channels. And most of the, like some of the liberal channels, like Vox is what this guy listed. He was following Vox, but he's actually doing videos against Vox. So he's clearly hate following Vox. He wasn't following Vox because he agrees with them. But he was following a lot of these people because he agrees with them, because he's given a shout out to Jordan Peterson before. He's given a fist bump to Stefan Mionu, who is one of the main people right now who is spreading white supremacy online. He's following Lauren Southern, who is one of the main people who's spreading the white genocide theory, the Great Replacement genocide theory. And he was following just all these right-wing shitheads, right? Like all of them. Like all the anti-SJWs, the usual crew, he was following, and there's a reason for that. It's because he's kind of in that little anti-SJW mindset too, which happens. Like if you follow all the same people and you watch all the same videos, then and they're all what's really popular on YouTube, and they all take up your feed and on the recommendations. That's pretty much all that's recommended to you. I mean, you can even see it over here, like all that's been recommended to Andy Worski and shit. Has been, well, I guess that's Destiny stuff because I watch Destiny. But anyway, you get my point. It's recommended to you constantly. So that's kind of the world PewDiePie lives in, and that's a lot of the shit he sees, and that's why he's following these people. But like when you have 90 million subscribers on YouTube, and he had 17 million people following on Twitter, that you have a huge responsibility to make sure you don't signal boost for people that are spreading racist propaganda. So when you follow people like Lauren Southern and Stefan Miono and stuff like that, people do, believe it or not, go through and see who you're following, and they follow them too. And you've never called that shit out. You've never said, hey, I'm following Lauren Southern because she's a piece of shit. No, they just see you're following her and they're like, hey, okay, well, let me follow her too. And you have a responsibility to be better at that, especially when you have 17 million people following you. You know, that's what I want to preach. I want to preach the responsibility of content creators to be fucking better. So this guy, I guess Nate Talks to You, he basically just jumped on the, oh, you guys are stupid for calling out PewDiePie for this stuff. You're blaming him for the terrorism. When you watch my videos, and no, I didn't blame him for anything. He's a very, very minor part of this, but he's got so many subscribers, it's worth calling out. And this guy is just going to be, he just wants to be another anti-SJW channel that makes fun of the libs, and he's trying to suck PewDiePie's nuts to get PewDiePie's subscribers to jump on his nuts, which is a great move. You will be very successful. You will make tons of money. That is an amazing way to build your channel. Kudos on that if that is your goal, but that ain't my goal. I am losing subscribers crazily You guys should really like tell your friends about this show. You guys should go out there and try to help spread this show. Tell everybody, should, spam it around a little bit. I think this show is worthy of it instead of all these anti-HW channels. If you look at my subscribers, I'm getting killed. You look at my views, they're down, and I could use the support. If you guys like this and you think this is important to call out, you guys definitely should support it. And if you don't, I'll just disappear. That's what will happen to me. And you guys will be stuck with all this right-wing bullshit and nobody to counteract it. Next up. Okay, we already covered that. Oh, yeah, and so here, ChrisRayGun jumps on Count Dankula, another person that's jumping on Count Dankula's nuts in his mentions to diss me. And so I lay out this fucking video and intricately point out all the racist dog whistling and signal boosting that Armoured Skeptic and Shoe and Head are doing. I lay it out in intricate fucking detail. And ChrisRayGun jumps on Count Dankula's shit instead of demanding that they answer any of this criticism. Instead of calling them out for it in any way, instead of owning up to any of his own shit and using it as a teachable moment for his followers, he attacks me instead. And he says, must be weird buying a whole-ass lake but not being able to afford 16 gigs of RAM. This is his response. This is his response to that video that points all this shit out. Can you imagine if he would just come out and say, hey, I made some tweets where I basically dog whistled for the Great Replacement theory, which I did, and I regret that, and I think that was totally fucking stupid, and anybody that believes in the Great Replacement or white genocide is fucking stupid. I do not want you as supporters. We have to stand up and call this shit out, and I think this is a toxic culture that we're helping to encourage, and I am sorry for what I did, and I think Shoe on Head and I think Armoured Skeptic should answer for the very valid criticism that has been pointed out about them. Imagine the good he would do with that. Imagine if he owned up to the responsibility of having nearly 1 million subscribers, but he didn't. Instead, he jumped on Count Dankula shit, and he attacked me because I can't afford a computer. Awesome. You're definitely not part of the problem, are you? You fucking dude. And of course, here's what he also said. This is what he said back in 2016. I can't wait for triggered Republicans to emerge when I criticize Trump or Pence. Most likely Pence. Safe state for no one, fam. Yeah, we're still waiting for that, Chris. We're still waiting for it. We're still waiting for you to trigger all the Republicans in your audience and stand up and hold their feet to the fire. It's 2019. Any second now you're going to do it, huh? You're definitely not part of the problem, dude. Not at all. This disgusting dude. Like, fuck. These guys are so edgy, aren't they? Ooh, look, vegetarians. Am I triggering you? Are you triggered? I'm eating a dead squirrel. Are you triggered? No, dude, you're just disgusting. You're just a fucking disgusting piece of shit that even freaks out meat eaters. Like, nobody likes this. Nobody likes you. You're a horrible human being. Go fuck yourself. Like, what the fuck, dude? So cringe. So cringe. And yeah, this dude holds both these opinions at the same time. First, Paul Watson, in music, movies, and art, video games, and entertainment, do we see daring innovation and novelty, or do we see mediocre drivel? This is him making fun of the United States, making fun of the world for how horrible our art is and terrible everything is. And then he goes over here and jumps on PewDiePie's nuts. So a fake news presenter with 80 million subscribers is more trusted, credible, and entertaining than anything CNN has to offer. Yeah, you're fucking calling out the mediocre of the fucking mediocre and acting like it's good, and then saying exactly the opposite in the other fucking thing. No self-awareness whatsoever, but you have cool hair and nice eyes with those pretty pouty lips. Paul Joseph Watson, so sexy. All right, and you just got to see Alex Jones's deposition he did, where they were basically showing him all the footage of him claiming the Sandy Hook murders were a false flag and the kids didn't even exist. And he was like, hey, I just had psychosis. I thought everything was a conspiracy theory. Dude, you're just a con artist, like a televangelist who just says whatever the fuck you think you have to say to make money. It's very obvious you ain't got no goddamn psychosis. You're a con man. We see right through you. I hope they sue you into the fucking ground, motherfucker. They really should. And Sam Harris is taking shit lately, and I can kind of see it. I used to be a huge fan of Sam Harris, but a lot of the people have pointed out like chinks in his armor, and I think the criticism he's receiving is pretty valid. Sam Harris has a history of spreading wild misinformation about Muslims, but his excuse is that he got it from a book called Eurabia, which is a conspiracy theory book claiming there's a secret pact between Europe and Arab nations to increase their power against the United States. So let's take a look at that. Click. All right. Do you think it's relevant that Sam Harris published false statistics about Muslims' birth rates, given that the shooter said he was motivated by said birth rates? Yeah, it's like Sam Harris is basically posting shit that the racists point out, like statistics, fake statistics that racists and white supremacists point out to back up their white genocide, great replacement theory. Definitely should not do that, Sam Harris. Bad Sam Harris. And this guy responded, relevant is a very low standard, but if Sam Harris published false statistics on Muslim birth rates, and so it appears, then yes. And he did. He did. Sam Harris did. But Sam Harris is like, needless to say, I have never knowingly published false statistics, and there is also a difference between false statistics and demographic trends that change. This is a dumb smear, which ironically seems to accept the inflammatory logic of the original point. And I believe got the original demographic claim from Bet Yor. No idea how well her book has held up since. And he basically says where he got his stupid information from. This is the problem I have with Sam Harris. He thinks he's such a genius that he doesn't think he can do any wrong, and so he won't own up to his shit. Own up to your shit, dude. You spread fake shit. Own that shit. Sorry, I fucked up. I own it. Not just oh, own it, dude. So anyway, they show this is the book he got it from. Arabia, the Euro-Arab Axis, and it's full of conspiracy theories. In Arabia, the Euro-Arab Axis, Bet Yor says that Arabia is the result of the Euro-Arab dialogue based on the alleged French-led European policy intended to increase European power against the United States by aligning its interests with those of the Arab countries. During the 1973 oil crisis, the European Economic Community, predecessor of the European Union, had entered into the Euro-Arab dialogue with the Arab leagues. Yor says it's as a primary cause of alleged European hostility Israeli. Okay, this is kind of dull. I'm just going to go on. It's a conspiracy theory. Fuck you, Sam Harris. But I kind of like Sam Harris still. When I say fuck you to people, it doesn't mean like, I say it to my mom. Like, not as harsh as I mean it to be. It sounds harsh, but it's not that harsh. And this is ChrisRayGun defending PewDiePie, because PewDiePie, I guess, featured another alt-right shithead on his channel. Yet another one. He keeps doing it, and it keeps getting these alt-right shitheads tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of new subscribers who would not otherwise know who they are. And so ChrisRayGun's obviously going to his defense and standing for him and said, I feel like this is a massive grasp. Is he supposed to research literally everyone that pops up in a streamer compilation just in case they have abhorrent politics, even if it has nothing to do with the video itself? Yes. Yes, he is. When you have 91 million fucking subscribers, you have a giant responsibility to make sure you don't allow harmful information and bullshit to spread, to make sure you don't accidentally advertise fucking shitheads, racist, fucking horrible shitheads. Yes, he absolutely has that responsibility, which is what I said here. I commented, why would you expect someone who has the greatest reach in the history of the internet to be responsible? Yeah, totally. Why would you expect that? I respect it, dude. I expect him to live up to his fucking responsibility, especially if you're going to have your fans go everywhere and spam all over everybody's goddamn timeline constantly. Subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie. You got to live up to your responsibility, dude. You got to own that shit, live up to it. It's on you, dude. And if you don't, you absolutely deserve the criticism. You absolutely deserve people to call you out for it. How could you not? This is not an unreasonable response. Let me stop and read the super chats real quick. Super chats. Ooh, super chats. Scroll up. Okay, yeah. Wonton 122 $5 says, it is so sad to see how money changes people. Glad you don't give a damn about money enough to stick to the truth. Yeah, I live really cheaply. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I still live like a king, even though I don't make much money, and I don't really want for much, and I don't need much, I'm a really simple guy. I have 10 of these shirts, and I have 10 pairs of sweatpants, and I just wash them and wear the same thing every day, and I wear sandals everywhere I go, and wear this hat. I've had this hat for 10 years, and it's the same hat I started my channel with, and I just don't need much. It's fine, But the super chats really help. I couldn't do this without you guys, so I'm not discouraging you. Please give me more. Here's some money for the kitties and puppies. By the way, Too Long Didn't Read is a shitty anti-SJW YouTuber. Okay, I did not know that. Fuck that guy then. Objectively Subjective, $5 says, lots of some smaller folks experiencing the same type of dogpiling, myself included. You do us proud, Dusty, by being larger creator following their ethics. Well, I try to, I appreciate you guys standing up for what you believe, even though you get dogpiled on. I know how that can be demoralizing and can be like, well, fuck this. I don't even want to handle this anymore. I just want to log out and not speak out anymore. But somebody has to do this. Somebody has to stand up to the shit and help change this culture, or it's never going to change. Parker Wire gave me $10 and said, keep doing what you do. I love your channel and everything about it. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep doing it as long as you guys support me. Going to keep doing this every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 Eastern. This is my 8th show. I've done 8 fucking shows in a row. I've actually stuck to the schedule. I can't believe it. Like, I've been so lazy about doing content. I think over the 10 years, I've averaged like maybe 2 or 3 videos a month. But I've done like 8 shows this month so far. So, kicking ass, aren't I? What's better, Trump NZ or Trump Humper? Trump Humper. I'll go with Trump Humper. Paige Bello says, do you think there should be more restrictions on internet access speech? Hard question. I think we just need to call it out more. I think peer pressure and social pressure are great tools for changing people's behavior. Maybe less anonymity on maybe calling people, maybe when people spread hatred and violence and bullshit or stuff like that, maybe, I don't know, shining the spotlight on them. It's a really tough question because I'm really for, free speech and stuff, and I think people should be able to say what they want to say, but at the same time, a lot of the speech seems to be leading to violence and the demonization of classes that have been demonized for hundreds of years, which is something we definitely need to address. So it's really a tough question. The internet enables mass manipulation of propaganda. And nowadays, retarded YouTubers have enough power to get a president elected. I mean, that's true. I think we just need to call them out. We need to keep calling this stuff. We gotta support each other. Like, they have so much fucking money. Like I've said before, like JF Garapay, the white nationalist dude who used to be Andy Warski's co-host. Literally, Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophile conservative who had his own pedophile island, gave this guy $25,000. They have all the fucking money. Like, how I made $8,000 total last year off everything I did. This fucking white nationalist puts on a white nationalist show, gets $25,000 from one fucking person. And that's why so many people are doing this shit. So we have to support LeftTube more. We have to make it to where people are actually going to make this content and support their content and stop supporting content of these right-wingers. Unsubscribe to these anti-SJWs, unsubscribe to these conservatives, call them out, stop supporting them on Patreon. We have to hit them in the pocketbook to make them change their behavior, and we have to hit them with social pressure to make them change their behavior, and because I think that's a great tool to change it. Coyote Bloodfang, usually don't get to catch this live. Love the show, man. What I love you. We're already an hour and 53 minutes in. Kicking ass, aren't we? Thank you guys for the super chats. I will read more at the end of the show. So if you want me to get your question, this is pretty much your last chance to get me to read your question. I'm getting better at doing this. This is my 7th or 8th live show in a row, and I think I'm really starting to hit my stride and doing much better on doing it with all the technical difficulties. So I really appreciate you guys hanging with me throughout all the growing pains and doing this. Oh, got another real quick. Dotty9, would you rather live forever or travel through time? I would rather live forever. I don't want to die. That sounds awful. Don't need to travel through time. Unless I could travel through time to the future where they cure aging, and then I could travel through time and live forever. Best of all worlds. All right, next up. Yeah, this is one thing that Dankula likes to spread about George Soros. Actually, I hate Soros because he literally hunted down his own people and confiscated their belongings in order to survive the Holocaust. And in an interview, he said he doesn't even feel bad about it. He's a piece of shit. This is a right-wing talking point that they tell to demonize George Soros. George Soros was a Jew, was 15 years old, living in Germany, and when they were hunting down Jews. And so he had a godfather who was, I guess, German, who hid him, basically. And so he was in hiding, just trying not to get eradicated. And the German military made this guy's godfather go to these people's houses. I guess what happened was these people, they were Jews and they were rich. And they left all their belongings behind so that they would be allowed to leave the country. And so they were allowed to escape the country by leaving all their belongings behind. And so they sent this guy's godfather to the people's houses to just inventory the stuff and, write down what they left. And the guy took George Soros along with him at 15 years old, and George Soros went along and wrote down the shit too. And he said, I didn't feel bad about it because it had nothing to do with me. I'm not the one that took these people's shit. I was along for the ride, and so why should I feel bad about it? Well, I feel bad for these people, but I don't feel personally bad about it because I was a kid. It had nothing to do with me. Even if I wasn't there, it would have happened to them, right? So it had nothing to do with me. And so this is a lie that these people put out against George Soros because it's an attack on the left. Anything to attack the left and demonize the left, they do, and including spreading outright fucking lies, right? He literally hunted down his own people. No, he didn't. He literally did not do that. You are literally a fucking liar, you goddamn scumbag. You are a piece of shit. Count Dankula. Cringe as fuck, dude. And this is, God damn it. Ben Shapiro.
Are Nazis. So it's a mix between people coming down and between young people being...
All right, let's listen to, this is Ben Shapiro, signal boosting and supporting Lauren Southern, one of the main spreaders of the white genocide, great replacement theory that the Muslim shooter used as justification for killing 50 people. And it's pieces of shit like this that gave him a stage, piece of shit like this, and Armoured Skeptic and Shoe, and many, many, many more Dave Rubin. They're all fucking guilty of adding to this fucking toxic culture. And watch how he does not fucking counteract anything he says. He just sucks her dick. He doesn't fucking call the shit out at all. He's part of the problem. Let's listen.
Truly been convinced this last year that Trump supporters and free speech activists are Nazis. So it's a mix between people coming down and between young people being radicalized over this past year.
Lauren Southern, thanks so much for doing what you're doing. Lauren Southern, you can follow her at Lauren Southern on Twitter. It's Lauren_Southern, or on YouTube is Lauren Southern. She does terrific work. Lauren, thanks so much for joining the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so...
You do such terrific work, Lauren Southern. Thank you for spreading white supremacy conspiracy theories that lead directly to violence. You know, everybody should go support Lauren Southern. Lauren Southern, Lauren Southern, Lauren Southern. Fucking piece of shit. Ben Shapiro, you suck ass. All right. Oh, I got that twice. So nice. I had it twice. All right. I've already shown that statistic, so let's move along. Oh, and this is something, I was watching the Destiny debate with Dankula. I don't know if you guys have seen that. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it. It's hilarious. Basically, Dankula's like, I think white supremacists commit more violence than, I think Antifa commits more violence than white supremacists because I've seen videos on YouTube. The YouTube videos prove it, dude. I didn't go out and research the statistics, and I don't really know any of the data or anything, but YouTube videos. But one of the things he literally says to Destiny in the debate was he brings up this meme, and he accuses Destiny of being like this. Arguing with an idiot is like playing chess with a pigeon. It'll just knock over all the pieces, shit on the board, and strut away like it's won anyway. Isn't that exactly what he did to me? You guys saw it. I posted the entire debate. 100% what he did with me. So this is like the greatest projection I've ever seen in my life, dude. What a fucking self-own. That is you in a nutshell. Oh, Jeff Holiday. You guys know who Jeff Holiday is? Cringe. Jeff Holiday, he's better now than he used to be. He was one of the architects behind the Keck movement, the really fucking cringy Keck movement. The thing is he's still, look at this. Let's fucking load this up. He's still literally wearing a hat that says shitlord. Can you imagine in current year, 2019, still being proud to be called a shitlord? Dude, seriously, cringe. But anyway, in my debate with Dankula, fuck, what happened to it? Oh, here it goes. When my debate with Dankula, he decided to jump on my shit. And attack me when I'm fucking kicking Dankula in the nuts, man. He jumps on and he goes, I was telling people, I'm curb stopping Dankula. If you guys ain't seen this fucking curb stomping I've done on Dankula, go check it out. Because, man, I'm whooping that motherfucking monkey ass. And Jeff Holiday's like, not really. You have better arguments, but you're a fucking moron. And I was like, oh, really? Okay, you still call me out in public like that, Jeff? You just gonna call me out in public? Really? All right. Dude, you're literally wearing a shitlord hat. And he's like, and somehow I am still smarter and make better arguments than you. I personally blame the lead paint in your southern schools. So he's going to call me stupid, right? He's going to say, you're stupid, man. I'm so smarter than you, Dusty. I'm so much smarter than you. You're dumb as fuck. And he got 11 likes for this, that motherfucker. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll play, motherfucker. Let's do this. Which of my arguments do you have a problem with? I'm happy to discuss this with you. And he's like, if you're serious about it, you can DM me. But I'm not adding to the spectacle. I'm trying to slam the brakes on it. Oh, you are? Then why the fuck did you call me out in public, motherfucker? Why did you just call me stupid and say you're smarter than me in public if you're not trying to add to the spectacle? You just trying to add to the spectacle, motherfucker. Now you trying to run away with your head between your tail between your legs because you know I'm about to kick that monkey ass. And I say, probably should have thought about that before you called me a moron publicly and said you were smarter than me. Now let's do this shit, Lord. And he's like, you're a moron. Go away, Dusty. I'm like, dude, you messaged me. And he did, message me. And I was like, you told me how much smarter you are than me. Now you're going to bitch out? Go away, Dusty. And I was like, weak. And I was like, what kind of pussy calls somebody out and then runs away the minute they accept? I swear you dudes, you're all the fucking same. There's not a nutsack in between you motherfuckers. And he's like, I admit, you are the toughest dude on Twitter, Dusty. Go away. And I'm like, dude, I'm not tough. But I definitely don't insult other people, brag about how much smarter I am than them, call them out, and then run away the minute they accept. That's just sad. Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Go away, Dusty. Just won't, calls me out and then won't address any of my shit. So I pointed out, yeah, you remember that time you were drunk and you did a live stream and you were all drunk and made it to last for yourself? And, he's done it a bunch of times. But this is the genius. This is
Problematic.
This is the genius that's so much smarter than me, Jeff Holiday.
Fucking drunk. I'm fucking. I asked him, I was like,
no,
dude, I
because
want to yell at
None
Kevin
about me,
Logan
you
today.
gay.
Problematic. This whole thing was like a false flag to actually get me in to talk to you. So now this has like been revealed to you. Problematic. Nah, you can paint it. You can paint it as an ops, but that's not really how it is. This is more not giving you an opportunity to just bow out from something. Instead, we're gonna instead make sure you have to acknowledge me. Problematic.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't think you're that much smarter than me. Like, I don't see it. Maybe you are. Maybe you're a genius or something, but I don't really see it. But, like, excuse me. Don't call me out to run. Don't do that. Don't fucking say you're smarter than me and I'm stupid and I eat lead paint and then run away when I ask you what the fuck you're talking about. That's fucking weak as shit. You should be embarrassed of your behavior. And go fuck yourself. So, there's a stupid page with a stupid shitlord hat on and wearing sleeveless, fingerless gloves. Awesome look. Oh yeah, and like this is still me, dude. Even after all these years, even though like I have all of these people, Armoured Skeptic, his fan base shitting on me constantly. ChrisRayGun's fan base shitting on me constantly. Dankula's fan base shitting on me constantly. TJ's fan base shitting on me constantly. Shoe on Head's face shitting on me constantly. Everybody's fucking attacking me. After all these years, still, ain't blocking nobody, ain't muting anybody. You have the right to say anything you want to me, and I fucking take that shit, and how I handle it is on me. I don't run from you. I don't fucking block you. I goddamn take it. I take it all day long. I take it hard. I take it up the ass. Feels good. Bring it. But, and it's obvious to see who the fucking snowflakes are. You know, I'm blocked by Shoe, blocked by Count Dankula. You guys are the snowflakes. It's pretty clear. I don't run. I don't hide. I just take that shit. Yeah, and this is Oscar Wilde. People were like, Dusty, you said that you were proud to have Count Dankula as an enemy. What kind of loser has enemies or wants to have enemies? Well, you could always judge a man by the quality of his enemies, and that's fucking true. I want to have these guys as enemies. Who would want to be associated with these motherfuckers? Who would want to be friends with them when they're fucking literally defending white supremacist motherfuckers? You know? When they literally have one of the shittiest fan bases just full of disgusting racists that they refuse to fucking call out. Refuse to answer simple questions because they know that their fan base will abandon them and they'll lose money. Who would want to be friends with them? I don't. I want them as my enemies, and I'm fucking proud to have you guys as my enemies. Bring that shit. And, I'll skip that one. Wrap this show up here. It's been 2 hours already. I was going to shit on Tim Pool. Like, I won't go into it too... Well, let me just... Tim Pool basically posted this article, and he's like, the mask comes off. Well, let me click on it and show you what Tim Pool says. The mask comes off. The woke left is arguing against interracial relationships. Here we see how the identitarian left and the white nationalists want the same thing. Fuck these people. But you actually look... Is it going to pull that back up? No, I fucked it up. God damn it, Dusty. God damn it, Dusty. Anyway, the article that he's posting, that's what all the anti-HJWs do. They always post just the headlines of the articles and don't actually post the links to the articles, or they don't talk about the links to the articles because they know their fan bases won't actually go look this shit up for themselves. But the article was about a guy from the Dominican Republic, or his dad was from the Dominican Republic. I think his mom was Colombian. And he was talking about how he broke up with his white girlfriend because he felt social pressure from all spectrums of the political community, from both white people and his family, that maybe he was dating white people because he saw them as a status symbol, you know, as being a higher level than people of his own race. And he was basically questioning whether he should have done that or not, or whether he should like give into this social pressure. That was the article. And Tim Pool, as always, see, the left is exactly the same as white supremacists. No, motherfucker, you're just taking it out of context to try to scare your fan base because you're fake. You're a phony. You're one of these motherfuckers who pretends like you're a liberal, just like Sargon used to do. But Sargon doesn't do that anymore. Sargon joined a hard right party now and doesn't put on that mask as much anymore. But you're doing exactly the same thing he used to do. He's like, I'm a liberal, but I believe you should call out liberals. I believe you have to call out your own side first, you know? Before you call out the other side, you have to make your own side better. And that's why I never call out conservatives, because I'm actually a liberal myself. It's bullshit. Transparent. We see right the fuck through that. Not fooling anybody. And if any of you guys have basic editing skills and you want to chop up my videos, the podcast in particular, And send me short segments that you think make good, complete, whole videos. And I might make a separate channel of just short clips of the podcast so people don't have to watch the whole thing to get what I'm talking about. And I may post some of them also to my Twitter and stuff. So if you guys want to do that, please do so. And you also have my permission to use them on your channel if you want to. And but basically send me the links and stuff so I can use your work. Because it takes a lot of time to do this. I don't really have time to chop the shit up. And I'm also trying to work on my other regular videos because my other regular videos make more money than this stuff. Even though a lot of people are no longer Patreons. If you want to be a Patreon on my regular videos, it's patreon.com/cultadusty. Could really use some more Patreons on there because so many of my Patreons have been ditching me because I've been calling this shit out and they think that I'm toxic now for calling out the toxic culture. That's how stupid this shit is. So I can use it. But anyway, also help me chop up my videos so I can have more content to share with you guys. And also, like I've been saying, I've been wanting to share my vegetarian lifestyle. I've been doing it for like 2 weeks now. And I don't want to be preachy or anything, but I think just sharing a positive message about, the food I make and shit kind of helps people see that it's not really that hard to make a switch to a vegetarian lifestyle. I made these veggie tacos, and they're actually pretty good. I think they might be better with beans, but the funny thing is, like, as they sat in the refrigerator overnight, they were actually better the next day because the meatless crumble kind of like absorbed more of the taste of the taco sauce and the taco seasoning and stuff. So I think the meatless stuff just needs to like simmer in the sauce longer to kind of lose its, I guess it's like a tofu flavor. I don't know exactly what it's made of, but anyway, I encourage you guys to think about adding more vegetarian meals to your diet because not only is it good for your health, but it's also great for the environment and animal suffering. And people often ask me if I ever make vids about my animal sanctuary, and I did make one vid where we went to the pound and we rescued Boomer. Funny, his name is Boomer. Everybody calls me Boomer now, and my dog's name is Boomer. Hilarious. Anyway, we went and rescued the dog that had been there the longest and was about to be put down. His name is Boomer, and I made a video about it, but not many people watched it, so I never made another video, and I need to do more. But like, if you want to see this video where we went and rescued this dog, go watch it. I think it's pretty cool. And as always, most of the money that I make on patreon.com/cultadusty, patreon.com/CODcast, cultadusty.com, t-shirt sales. Also have a Streamlabs for direct payments. It's streamlabs.com/DustySmith. And what else? Anyway, lots of places you can support me, and most of the money goes to the Humanist Society of Mississippi Animal Sanctuary. All of it is very, very, very appreciated. Oh yeah, the super chats. That's what I was thinking of. I'm going to finish up the super chats in a minute. I'm going to close out the show here in just a minute. I'm wrapping it up. I already talked about this, but yeah. Fuck ChrisRayGun. Oh yeah, ChrisRayGun again. This is what he always does. Like, instead of answering any criticism that anybody says about him or any criticism aimed at anybody else, he just calls me old. Like the same way he does every time. The fuck the skeletal geriatric doing bitching about old tweets? You're old. Elder care for dummies, you're old. I kind of feel bad for him, but at this point, I think he's aging pretty rapidly. He's probably out there. Maybe we should start a charity. You're old. Comedic genius you are, Chris. Awesome ad hominems. And, already read that one. You did that. Stefan Mule nuts. He getting really, really hardcore with the white nationalism nowadays. He ain't even playing anymore. Dude's got 900,000 subscribers on YouTube. YouTube eventually going to have to they're going to have to tackle the problem they have with white supremacy on YouTube eventually, and there's no doubt about they're going to have to do that. He came out and he said, white civilization is being pulled down because... Let me click on it. Click on that. Stefan Milnuk's white civilization... God damn it. Is being pulled down because other races feel they can't compete. Not racist at all, right, Stefan? Just terrible, dude. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and skip it. You guys can go read that article if you want to. There's a link to it on my Twitter account. CultADusty1, CultADusty1, CultADusty1. Go follow me on Twitter. Help me counteract all the hate that I'm constantly getting. I'm definitely being spammed to fucking back by all these people who just... I have an hour time keeping up with people's sincere messages I get from people because I get all this spam from these assholes who hate my guts. So, and also, yeah, here's Brittany Pettibone, the alt-right darling and the girlfriend and fiance of Martin Sellner, the right-wing white nationalist shithead that we talked about in the beginning of this, who is one of the leaders of Generation Identity. Basically, liking all of Count Dankula's shit because they're buddies. You guys are disgusting. And I think Dr. Christy Winters made an excellent point. Sargon of Akkad claimed he was on the left while constantly criticizing. Now that Carl dropped the act is openly right-wing, is it time for him to focus his criticism on the right? That's funny. I think that's funny. Basically what she's saying is like he claimed for years and years he was on the left. And the only reason he was calling out the left is because you have to call out your own side. It's important to call out your own side. But now he doesn't even pretend to be on the left anymore. Now he's a member of a right-wing party. So now that you're admitting that you're right, isn't it time to focus to calling out your own side on the right? Isn't it time to stop shitting on the left continuously and do nothing but call out the right by your own logic? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? But no, because he was just lying the entire time. He was a right-wing shithead the entire time. He was just using this shield of, I'm a leftist, to give him street cred. You know, people argue with me for years. Sargon's a leftist, man. He's a leftist. He's just calling out his own side because that's what... No, he's not. And this is exactly what Tim Pool does, too. Tim Pool, I'm a leftist. I'm just calling out... No. We see through it. Transparent. Fuck off with that bullshit. We don't buy it. And speaking of this asshole, Tim Pool... Pim Tool, as we like to call him. Here he is posting yet another thing that is false, where he just tries to lie to his fan base and hopes they won't actually go read it. There are tons of stories about woke people who oppose race and culture mixing. Don't fall for this bullshit. He posts this picture of, I'm an Asian woman engaged to a white man, and honestly, I'm struggling with it. And basically, if you read the article, she's talking about how she's been taught that Asian women are often fetishized by white men. You know, they're just seen as kind of this porn fetish type thing. And she's been told this so much that she's wondering if that's why her husband might like her. And so she's kind of struggling with the ideas, but then she's overcoming it and realizes how stupid it is. That's all this article's about. And she's like, but Tim Pool's trying to make you scared. See, woke people trying to oppose race mixing. They're Nazis. The left is the real Nazis. Fuck you, Tim. Anybody that reads this shit sees right through you, you lying fuck. And Count Dog, you like me. He forfeited because I whooped his ass. And we're going to finish this up talking about my new podcast, Gotcha Boys Podcast. This is the podcast. This is actually Vadim Newquist. He's the guy behind Creationist Cat. And we're doing a podcast together. We've only actually done one episode that's been broken into two parts. And you can find the first episode on his channel, Creationist Cat. I have the link to it in the description right now. You can go watch that. You can also go watch the direct link to the first episode. And I'm going to put a link to we actually have another channel where the second part is on, and all future all future Gotcha Boys podcasts are going to be on the new actual Gotcha Boys channel. Has the best fucking intro I've ever seen. He's done a great job. He's edited the fuck out of this. It's much more edited than this podcast. It's like more of a show than it is a podcast. It's kind of like the Drunken like Ben from the Drunken Peasants actually came and accused me of stealing their format. Like three guys in the window talking about current events is their shit. He has a new girlfriend too. I guess he got a divorce and he's got this new girlfriend. And she came to my wall and was accusing me of stealing their guests and their format because I had Destiny on and they had Destiny on. I didn't even know Destiny was going to be on their channel after I booked him. Like I didn't even know he was on their channel until I booked him and was researching him for stuff to talk about. And I saw that he went on their channel. But they're like, oh, you stole our format. So I guess this format they claim is theirs, but it's three guys talking about fucking current events. I don't see how that's theirs. But anyway, awesomely done job by Vadim editing this shit. It's very fast paced, and it's a totally different feel from this show. So if you like what I do and you want to see more of me, go check out this. We're going to just watch a very, very short bit of this podcast. This is the Gotcha Boys podcast, and you can find the link in the description.
Yes. Is that what you were going to say walnut sauce is, Josh?
It's something to think about.
Anyhow,
next guy was. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that far and away the most. Oh, whoops! That's not. No, that's not the right video.
Oh, we're not
right
ready
there.
for that. No, we don't.
No, we're definitely not. No one's ready for that.
Too sexy.
Trump show president.
Oh. Things are going real smooth here, folks. By the way, I just learned OBS. So, yeah, there's that.
I told him everything he knows.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be bragging about that.
All two things. But
that is not true. I didn't teach you shit. All right.
Anyhow, as I was saying, but far and away, the most impressive celebrity that was in attendance was Mr. Mike Lindell. And for those of you who don't know who Mike Lindell is, here's just a little sample.
Looks like you're not sleeping well.
Yeah. How did you know? Megan! What? Hey, you're that guy. The My Pillow guy.
That's right, and I'm here to help you get the best sleep of your lives.
So yeah, he's terrifying.
Yeah, he's camping out in their bathroom, watching them pee, and they seem perfectly fine with it. They're not shocked at all.
I just think, yeah, for the people who can't see this, I don't know, they're just listening on audio or whatever. It's like they look into the mirror in the morning and the Pillow Man is there and they have this fanatical look of just, extreme devotion in their eyes. Like, oh my God, it's him. It's the Pillow Man.
I heard if you say his name 3 times in a mirror, he appears and then smothers you with a pillow. So
It's true. I've done it.
New Candyman.
I'm pretty sure these people would kill the children and everyone they know for this guy. He just has to say the right thing.
They are very fanatical
kind
looking.
of have like a mixture of just terror and awe in their face. They're
like, he came back. He's back. What do we do? Just act natural. Act like you're happy.
I think it looks like he's gonna kill us, but that's gonna be awesome. I'm really looking forward to being murdered by this mustache.
He's totally gonna fuck my wife.
Best case scenario.
So anyhow, he did speak at CPAC, and here, let's listen to that.
God answered our prayers, our millions of prayers, and gave us grace, and a miracle happened on November 8, 2016. We were given a second chance and time granted to get our country back on track with our conservative values and getting people saved in Jesus' name.
Yeah, I love this guy.
As I stand before you today, I see the greatest president in history. Of course he is. He was chosen by God.
I just expect this guy to go, "Oh, Undertaker! Undertaker will kill you all!"
Jake the Snake Roberts, the clock on my embalming room wall is ticking down. Only 3 weeks away to WrestleMania. Oh, yes, there'll be a funeral in Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Are you saying like Undertaker, the wrestling star?
The professional wrestler.
Okay,
yeah,
I don't know what the guy looks like.
Bearer.
There was also an Undertaker who was a
monster truck Undertaker.
Yeah, exactly. There's a monster truck Undertaker guy.
Exactly like that.
I had a friend who met the Undertaker, and he asked him for an autograph, and he said, "Excuse me, Mr. Taker, I'd like an autograph, please." And he was not pleased.
I met him. He's a nice guy. That's got Mark Callis. That's his name. Learn it, people.
That's not Mark Callis. Mark Callis is the Undertaker.
Oh, there he
That's
is.
Paul Bearer.
Look just like him.
That guy.
Oh, Undertaker.
Are you ready? Are you ready to face my Undertaker?
So,
Anyway, that's a clip from the Gotcha Boys podcast as the greatest fucking opening in the history of mankind, in my opinion. It's the one where I pour soy all over my body. And did I do it yet? Did I do it yet? Come on. Where's it at?
So now they're calling you a Nazi, calling you a racist, saying you're a racist.
I think it was before that. Anyway, it's okay. You guys can go watch it if you want to. I pour soy all over my fucking head, soy milk, and it's great. So the link's in the description, and you guys should go check that out, definitely. The other guy in the video with me is Tim Blake, Tim the Motivator. He's from New Zealand, and he's a really cool guy. And I'm also going to put the link to his channel. I haven't done it yet, but I'll put the link to his channel into the description of this, and you can go subscribe to those guys too if you want to. And I'm going to finish this up by finishing up the super chats. The last chance to get me a super chat. If you want to ask me a question. How do you feel about nuclear power and its role in arresting climate change? I think nuclear power is great. I think we need to invest in that more, and there are safe ways to do it. And I think that is one of the futures of technology, along with wind and solar. Nuclear power definitely is going to be in the conversation. And got to get off coal, got to get off oil. We got to get rid of Donald Trump so we can actually evolve our society and move ahead. So, Van Towers sent me $1. Thank you, Van Towers. Appreciate that. Keep clubbing baby seals. Why would you keep clubbing baby seals? That's mean. $1. Thank you, Clement Bay says. Oh, Donkey Show gave me 200 MX. I don't know what that is. What is an MX? What kind of funny Monopoly money is that? That sounds like a lot. I'm going to just print headlines like $1 million. Thank you. My name for Tim Pool is Dim Tool. Yeah, Dim Tool. That's even better than I called him. I called him Pim Tool. Dim Tool. That's what I'm going to call him now on. Here's Dim Tool. That's awesome. Thank you, Donkey Show. Really appreciate it. Going to put that $1 million to good use. And Van Towers sent me $1. I appreciate you, Van Towers. You awesome motherfucker. And that's it. Shut that down. Nope, wrong. Wrong, Dusty. Wrong, Dusty. Boom. All right. That's the end of our show, folks. As always, I love you. You know where to support me. The links are all in the descriptions. If you want to keep doing this, please consider supporting my show because, oh, I thought somebody sent me something new, but they didn't. Please support my show. Oh, somebody did send me something new. Dylan Tittle, $5 real quick. Says, every stream, there's a banner at the bottom of your Chrome for a downloaded image. Annoying when you watch on the mobile makes images. Your show from Twitter small. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. I try to figure out what the fuck you're talking about and undo that. Apologize. Anyway, as always, all of the links to support this channel are in the description. If you guys like this channel, please consider supporting me. I need all your help. Like I said, I'm going against shit. I'm going against a mountain of hate, a mountain of other people who want to see me fail. And a lot of people have been pulling out support from me from calling all this shit out. And I think it's important to call out, and I'm going to keep doing it. Like, I'm not going to bow to the pressure. Like, you can call me a clout chaser and virtue signaling and whatever the fuck you want to call me. You can insult me all you want to. You can use ad hominems against me, but I'm not going to stop calling this shit out. I'm going to keep fucking doing it. And we're going to kick you guys' ass and take you down with logic. Fuck yes! Love you guys. See you, what is today? Today is Monday. Gonna see you Friday at 8 p.m. Be sure to tell your friends. Be sure to start sharing this shit around. Let every fucking body know about this show if you like it. Try to help me make it grow. Z4PP sent me $5. The smiley face. Thank you, ZP. See you guys later next Friday. Love you guys. Bye.